Get your weapons ready, kiss the ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm fighting the war with a new sub from Geronimo 403. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts, and there's nothing I like more on a Tuesday morning here, July 17th. Can you believe we're already over halfway through July? That is crazy. But there's nothing I like more from something like that than a new sub, than a sub that we've got here. So thank you, Geronimo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Enjoy your emote. You're going to be getting a custom sub badge pretty soon as well. We've got custom sub badges that are going to be going live, I think, in the next couple of weeks is when they're going to make them available, and we're going to be designing them and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you guys all so much for being here, and thank you, Geronimo, for the new sub, and thanks to everybody who is here, and looking forward to an awesome stream today as we do some Lone Wolf Shadow on the Sand. Before we get there, though, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow the channel. That is always a good thing. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube, where you can see past broadcasts of this and other streams. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to check out as well the Discord with !ArvCord. That is growing by leaps and bounds. Make sure to sub over at the YouTube channel as well, by the way. Also, the tweets, !ArvTweets will get you to my Twitter, and !tweet, which Shadow Mage was kind enough to put out there, will allow you to retweet out the stream, and please do that. Please retweet the stream, because it definitely makes a difference as we continue to broaden and grow and do all that kind of good stuff. So thank you very much for considering doing that if you can. That would be much appreciated. Also, I don't know if that's a host, if that's like an automatic host or a so-called manual host, but either way, thanks to Marimba Monk. Let's see, so that's, I mentioned the Twitter, I mentioned that. ArvShop, !ArvShop will let you get over to the merchandise shop where we have things like the Infinity and Beyond merchandise, which is always a good thing. So if you're able to support the channel that way, that's great. We're going to be expanding that in the not too distant future. I know I keep talking about that. We've had a few delays, but we are going to do it eventually. I really wish this microphone would stay up. Stay up there. Okay, good. So we'll be doing that. That would be a good way to support the stream, Infinity and Beyond stuff. Of course, those folks are playing through Curse of Strahd. And then, of course, we've got the two other financial ways. One is the Patreon, which is currently sitting at $383.96. Would love to see that get north of 400 again. We should have a couple of larger donors coming in fairly soon, so we should be able to have that going up there again. But if you're able to support the Patreon, that would be much appreciated. And the other way, of course, to support the channel is what Geronimo just did, and that is by supporting the channel by subbing to it and getting those awesome emotes and things like that. So both of those things are big helps to the channel, and thank you so much for doing that kind of stuff. So I am back from ReaderCon. Boston was a great time. It was a great con. I had a wonderful time on Sunday where I got a chance to actually go to a Red Sox game. I got to watch the best team in baseball, and they won again, which was awesome. I love Fenway Park, and it was an awesome time to be there and just hang out. I hadn't been to a game at Fenway in years, so it was really cool, and I had a great time on Sunday, and I was able to stream, not both days, but at least on Friday I was able to stream, which was really cool, and get some Toonstruck in and get it to that where we've only got the one session left, basically, that we'll need to do to finish up with Toonstruck. Then we'll have a couple of sessions left to finish up with Uncharted 2. I might do Uncharted 2 first and then Toonstruck. Then, speaking of this Lone Wolf HD Remastered will be there initially. Go Red Sox. Go Red Sox. Well, listen, they gore other people. That's the way this works. So, and then if we haven't done so, let me see. So that's the thing with that. And then after Lone Wolf HD Remastered, I think next up on the list for the video game side of things is Deus Ex Human Revolution. I don't remember if it's that or Breath of Fire 3. It's one or the other. And then the other one, I think it may be Deus Ex Human Revolution first and then Breath of Fire 3. But that is what we've got down the line as far as the video games are concerned. However, this is going to be a very, very busy week here. Let's see. This is right. Uncharted 2, Toonstruck, Deus Ex, Lone Wolf HD Remastered, Breath of Fire. That's right. Yes, that is what our schedule. That's what our game outlook looks, and that'll probably take us through the next 4 months. Probably, I would say that'll take us close to the end of the year, just because of how much other stuff we do on this channel. Speaking of which, we've got a lot of that stuff coming on. So I want to draw everyone's attention to what the schedule looks like coming up over the next couple of weeks. So here's what the calendar looks like as of right now. We have got today Lone Wolf Book 5 Shadow on the Sand, and then we will not be doing, I actually have to change that, the Pen and Pixels D&D with GOG. The 10th and the 17th should be reversed. I thought I fixed that, sorry. After at 4 p.m. today will be D&D with GOG. We had to postpone from last week, but everyone is here, everyone has internet, so we'll be playing that today. Big session today, a lot of dancing, a lot of ballroom dancing with orcs going on today, good times. So that campaign is really going to be ramping up, which is really cool. So that's happening today at Tuesday. That is happening today on GOG on my Pen and Pixel show. Then we have got, hang on a second. Why did my Patreon status just go away? Come back, Patreon status. Why are you doing that? There we go. Now I got it. So let me just lock that in. Good, wonderful, great. Okay, cool. So that is the deal with that's the deal with today. Then tomorrow night we have a special 9 p.m. stream of the Arvocalists. So normally I do not stream on Wednesday, but I'm going to be streaming tomorrow evening at 9 with the Arvocalists, who will be playing Crosscode. This is going to have only 3 out of the 4 of the Arvocalists. We will have Russ, Rob, and Zach will be with us, but we will not have, unfortunately, Bonnie. Her schedule is absolutely impossible. She basically doesn't have a free day until mid-August, and so there's just nothing we could do about it. So she's not able to rejoin us again until next month, which is too bad. But we will have the Arvocalists again, and they will be back with us tomorrow at 9 p.m. with Rob, Russ, and Zach playing some Crosscode, which should be a good time. On Friday, Friday night, and I want to make a big highlight, circle this, mark your calendars. Friday night at 8 p.m., we have the series premiere of Assignment Impossible. This is our Mission Impossible, basically 60s tribute, if you will, spy stuff. We did the first one of these, I don't want to say that it was the premiere, because I really am thinking of this as the series premiere, but we did what we thought might be just a one-off during ArvCon last May, this past May, but it went so well that we actually decided we would do it again. And so 3 of the original 4 people, and that is, of course, Lauren and Chelsea and Greg, also known as Grimjack, they will be joining us along with Mike, Unmade Gaming, who will be the 4th person joining the team as the tech. And so the Assignment Impossible team will be doing this. If you didn't have a chance to see this at ArvCon, you were in for a treat. This uses John Wick's Wilderness of Mirrors system. I am super excited about it. Man, do I love the Assignment Impossible setup. It's going to be cool, and it is different, I think, from anything else that you're watching on Twitch in the tabletop environment. So I hope you will consider marking your calendar for that, because I think it's going to be awesome. So that is happening on Friday at 8 p.m. And then Saturday the 21st. Saturday the 21st is going to be the D&D with Infinity and Beyond crew as we continue with Curse of Strahd. Oh my God, someone just resubbed. Luca Thea with the Twitch Prime resub. Did Justin Bieber steal his look from 80s fantasy gamebook covers? Well, he certainly didn't steal his talent, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you so much, Luca Thea. Thank you for the resub, dude. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate that. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much. 6 months, man. 6 months, half a year. So much can happen in 6 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Saturday we've got D&D with the Infinity Beyond crew, Curse of Strahd. We will all be there except for Cairo. Cairo will not be with us on Saturday. He's going to be away, but the rest of the guys, Rob, Tren, John, and Saad will all be with us. That will be on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then next Tuesday, we have got the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month, which is being, of course, picked up. That is going to be chosen today. You're going to make your final vote on that today. I'll talk more about that in a minute. We'll have Pen and Pixels with more Battletech. And then Tuesday night is the Arvanaut Idol 3 semifinal. Now, I want to announce for those of you who did not know this, because we have one person who unfortunately had to drop out of the 6, leaving us with 5 semifinalists, and because we basically only had one person who could kind of do today, I had set up 2 semifinals today, but basically no one could do today. It means that what I've decided to do is basically have one larger semifinal, which is going to be happening on Tuesday night. So 1 week from today at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have the Arvanaut Idol 3 semifinal, and that will, of course, involve Geronimo 403. It will, of course, involve Dragonspear, who will be with us. It will involve Marinda, Fleos, and Pyron Jade. Those are the 5, and Rala Song, actually. What did I say? Marinda, Dragonspear, not Pyron Jade. She can't do it, unfortunately. Marinda, Dragonspear, Fleos, Rala Song, and Geronimo are the 5. They will be joining us on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Now, again, for those of you who don't know how this works, I will be giving a prompt, a first sentence, basically, to everyone at the beginning of that session, and then they will have either 90 minutes or 2 hours, I haven't decided yet, to go and write a short story based on that prompt. They will then send that information back to me, and then we will anonymize it, and then I will read to chat these stories, obviously anonymously. Chat will vote on who they like the best, and the top 3 vote getters out of those 5 will move on to the final round. We'll move on to the Arvanaut Idol 3 final round, which is to be announced. My guess is that it's going to be Saturday at 8 p.m. Saturday the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern is, I think, when the final round is going to be, but that's the way that's going to work. And by the way, I wanted to mention that I saw Shadowed Mage was in here. Shadowed, would you be willing to do what we did last year, like basically set up the Arvanaut Idol contestants? I think we just maybe did that with like a Google Doc or a Google Drive or something like that. There's only 5 people, so I don't think it's going to be overloaded, but and only 1 semifinal and 1 final. But would you be willing to do that again? Because I don't remember exactly how we did it, but I know that you were the mastermind behind making that happen, so I was hoping that maybe you could do that, if that would be cool. But let me know. What did you say? Only if we pay them. Listen, all of my mods know that if it were up to me, I would love to be able to pay everybody. I try to pay everyone as much as I can, including the voice actors that I have on the stream. But I am not made of money, and so there are limited resources, but I am working on trying to expand the base, the financial base of the channel to be able to do stuff like that. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, Shadowed, if you could we can talk about this later, but if you're able to figure out, if you're able to remind me how we did this last time, that would be really appreciated. No, I know you are, Echo, but I mean, I'm always like, oh man, I wish, so yeah, we'll talk about that later, Shadowed. But so that's what we've got going on. Then we've got Friday the 27th is Esper Genesis, our next session of Esper Genesis. Then on Saturday the 28th, we have Masters of the Dungeon, a special 6 p.m. session of Masters of the Dungeon, which is our D&D talk show with Askren and Digital Dungeon Master and a special guest who I have yet to announce yet. Then we've got the mini marathon session of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, which I hope I will be able to win this time. I think I'll be able to finish it this Saturday. Finally, we'll get through that game. I haven't been enjoying it, but still. And then last stream of the month will be Tuesday the 31st. That'll be Adventures in Middle-earth, our last session of that, and then Pen and Pixels Battletech. And then the weekend after that, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, etc., is Gen Con. And oh my god, people, Gen Con is going to be such a big convention for me. It's going to be a big one for the channel because we're going to be broadcasting a couple of things live on my Twitch stream, but it's also just going to be a big thing personally. Like, I'm going to have announcements, publishing announcements pretty soon afterwards, after Gen Con, in terms of things for book, a game thing that we're working on. I have a game thing that I've been doing that I got a chance to, well, I can't talk about this too much except to say, I'm just going to say this. I saw a prototype of a game that I may or may not be involved in working on, that may or may not be involved with something that I have previously constructed, a world that I have previously constructed. And oh my God, is it exciting. Like, there's just a lot of things going on with that stuff. So Gen Con is going to be super busy for me, but it's going to be all the good kind of busy. I'm glad that it's early August this time so that I don't have to get back and immediately head off to school, because I have a feeling I'm going to need like a week just to recover. It's going to be pretty awesome, but yeah. Is Survey Monkey? Okay. I didn't remember what did it, but one I couldn't remember. But anyway, we'll talk about it. So yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm very excited about that. But it all starts off today with Shadow on the Sand, Pen and Pixels, and Battletech. So that is what we are looking at for that. Okay. With that said, let me get rid of. Let's see. Let me get rid of the Lone Wolf picture. There we go. And let me get rid of that. And let me turn on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Wearing my Galaga shirt today. So, guys, for those of you who do not know, or I don't know how many people, if any of you have an Elgato Stream Deck. Probably you don't. But I told you all that I have this thing, which I really love, as I try to disconnect it. Yeah. Okay. This thing right here, this Stream Deck. So, they just added functionality to add a timer. I haven't had a chance to look into it because I literally updated it just before the stream started, but also multifunction. Now, here's why that matters. It matters because it means they have it set up now, nested, so that if you press a button, it can do multiple functions, either on a timer, like it opens this, and then 3 seconds later it opens this, and then 3 seconds later it opens that, or it does it all at once. So when I'm getting set up, for example, and I need to be like, okay, bring up Patreon, chat, the notepad thing that I always have open, my Twitch dashboard, OBS, bring it all up at once. I press that button, it all fires up. So I really have been happy with the Elgato Stream Deck. Like, they keep adding functionality, obviously all for free. It's cool. I've been really pleased with it. So I think that's cool. And the other little gadget that I finally got, because my other phone, I had a phone which is now about 3 years old, which in smartphone terms seems ancient, but it was slowing down and it was starting to lag a lot. And the problem is that I've already been doing, as you folks know, some IRL streams, and I use my phone for that because it's by far the easiest way to be able to get stuff on there. And so it's lagging too much to be able to do something like that. And so thanks to all of you doing this, I have gotten today a new phone. This is a OnePlus 6. The reason I got a OnePlus 6 is because it is literally half the cost of other smartphones. And I like that. and the specs are really, really good, and it's really good for streaming and for IRL stuff. So I got this largely, partially because I was tired of my phone being incredibly slow, which is what had happened to my old phone, but also because I needed something which would be able to charge quickly and would be good for IRL streaming. And so that's what this is. Basically, I got this. It's red, so it's got my favorite color on it. And so I'm excited. It's thin and light, and it will make it easier to do IRL stuff. So basically, thanks to you folks being able to help with things like the Patreon, I turn that into something which I'm literally going to be using next for this stream. And I did a lot of research on it, and I was kind of impressed with how good the specs were for how cheap, relatively speaking. And yeah, exactly. Oh, and I have to tell you one more thing, and then I promise we'll get this. So this thing was weird to me. So there's a SIM card. For those of you who have cell phones, you will know that there's a SIM card that you put in that actually has your contacts and has your phone number. So whatever thing has your SIM card, that's what the phone number, you call the number, it goes to the SIM card and then activates the phone. So what's up, Miranda? How you doing, man? So the thing is that this thing has a small, tiny little thing, which is called a nano SIM slot. I had never heard of this. My other SIM card just was like a SIM card. It just came out of the back, and I was like, oh, transfer it over. So I'm like, oh my God, how do you do this? This is literally how you do this. You get a $6 thing. I ordered a $6 thing, which showed up within a day, which looks like a hole puncher. You literally put this SIM chip, okay, and it's a chip. You put it in this little template. So there's a little template that sort of is a nano template. Slide it in, and then like a hole punch, you go like this, and you literally cut out the middle of the SIM because the chip itself is this tiny thing that's right in the center of that. So, and this is how you do it. Like, this is how they do it professionally also. They don't give you necessarily a new one. They're like, oh yeah, you just do this. So I was literally hole punching a microchip. It was really weird. And I did it. I'm like, and I read all the instructions. I'm like, okay, this is either a really elaborate troll and I did it, and it came out, and I plugged it in, and fires right up, made phone calls with it. So now my phone number is associated with this phone. But it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, you want me to take a microchip and then do a hole puncher? Really? And they're like, yeah, that's how you do it. I was like, okay. So it works. And now I am the proud owner of a SIM cutter, which I don't know whether I'll ever use it again, but for $5, I don't know. It's right, Miranda? That's what it reminded me of, like cutting a disc to actually increase size. You can also get adapters, which you can add on to the middle, and then you can like reverse this. You can put on a little metal adapter, which is I think it's like 50 cents, and then you can put it into a new phone, like its bigger one, and it works fine. I was like, what? I don't know. It's one of those things, like every so often there's some things in life that you run into that are really complicated, like way more complicated than they ought to be, like any visit to the Department of Motor Vehicles. And then there's things like this where I'm like, you want it to be smaller? Like the 5-year-old version of that is, well, why don't you just cut it smaller? And you're like, haha, you don't do that with a microchip. They're like, no, you cut it smaller. And I'm like, what? It was really only need one for your family and neighborhood. I know, right, dude? So anyway, so that's the deal with that. Last thing I want to mention is, since I mentioned sports, congratulations to any French football fans. Congratulations. I know that it was the World Cup was a lot of fun. I didn't get a chance to watch that much of it, unfortunately, but I did watch some stuff. I didn't see the final, but I know that France beat down Croatia, I guess 4-2. But it was a very good World Cup. England and Belgium were very good teams as well. So it was fun to watch some parts of it that I got. I think I watched I watched a couple of games involving Portugal, just randomly happened to be there, and I watched a couple of England games. So anyway, so congratulations to the French there. Nano SIM was taking the Nano SIM out of the adapter. Oh yeah, so I guess they can do that too. See, this card that this phone, this is what I mean. This is how you know the phone I had was older in those terms. It's actually a Galaxy Note 4, so it's not that old. But in terms of like cell phone things, it was like ancient. So that's why they're like, oh, I haven't seen a regular SIM card in 2.5 years or something. Like, oh, okay, sorry. 2.5 years before we had a traitor as president. It's been life comes at you fast. But anyway, so I'm very excited for this. I'm excited to get it out to use it with live streaming. And the reason I'm bringing it up for you guys again is because of things like the Patreon. I'm using this on things like that when I bought the Stream Deck, which I'm using to try to make things better for this stream. Same thing with this phone. So thank you for those of you who made this possible and made it possible for me to do some more IRL streaming for you guys. So I'll be doing that as well. Because she had to go to the NATO conference. I think that's a reasonable one, right? I think that's a reasonable one. Like, I feel it's reasonable if you're like, yeah, I have to go to the NATO conference. I have to go, that sort of thing. So, but anyway, so that's the deal with that, folks. Very excited about what's coming up over the next few weeks. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm really pumped up for it. And with no further ado, I think we are going to get ourselves into The Power of Lone Wolf Compels You. Let's do it up. All right, so here we are. It is Shadow on the Sand, people. What I want to do is I want to get some music going up here. Oh, I forgot to mention this one thing. Next game, by the way. Next game. This is important. Next game. So this is the next chat-decided game for me to play, and you have until the end of the stream today to vote. Right now, Red Alert 2 has got an 8-4 to 2 lead. Over 8-4 to 2 leads. So you have until then. If you want to see me play some Lord of the Rings Online, I do actually have a Warden, although I haven't played the Warden in a while. Now is the time to get in on that. If you want to sort of jump up and make this happen. It doesn't look like Starlancer is going to catch Red Alert 2, although it's possible. It's not that far back. But now is the time to try to get stuff in, so you can do this, and I will be playing this again 1 week from today, whatever the decision is of chat. Right now, Red Alert 2 is up 9-4-2, so you guys can continue to vote on that, and we will see how that goes by the end of the stream today. Okay, so what do we got for possibilities? Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion OST. Yeah, exactly, Marinda. That's exactly right. Like, yeah, totally. By the way, Marinda, since I saw you. First of all, of course, Marinda, as you folks know, is one of our participants, along with Geronimo, who's here. And Dragon Spear is not here yet, but one of our participants in Arvonaut Idol 3 semifinal coming up next Tuesday. But I wanted to mention, Marinda, your name sort of jogged my memory, that in the next couple of weeks, not this week, but probably the week after, I am going to be writing the sequel to Night at the Forbidden Library, which is the D&D session I ran for authors for the Writers' Symposium at Gen Con last year. I have the same players with a special guest coming in for that session, this coming one, and so I am doing a sequel called Return to the Forbidden Library. And so I wanted to mention that and say, Marinda, I would like to invite obviously all of you there to watch this. I will announce when that's going to happen. I haven't decided yet. But Marinda, if you were around, Marinda actually helped with some of the character designs on some of these. So most of them are going to be replaying their characters, but there will probably be, I'm probably going to be looking to add another couple of NPCs. So I'm just letting you know if you were around, and if all of you are around, would love to see all of you there so that we can get some suggestions about them. And I gave you appropriate credit, by the way, in the actual adventure itself. So yeah, that's going to be happening soon. I know I already have I know who the big bad guy is going to be in Return to the Forbidden Library. I have a faint image of how it's going to work, but I haven't totally decided. So we will see. All right. So Oblivion OST. Sold. That is a good one. All right. We're going to do this with some symphonic variations. God, is there any more like... I don't know. My favorite soundtrack is probably the Final Fantasy Tactics soundtrack. But I have to say, I don't know that there's any more atmospheric soundtrack music. And I don't know. Austin Wintory makes wonderful stuff. Banner Saga, the Journey soundtrack, great stuff. I love the soundtrack for Bastion. The soundtrack for Undertale is great. Great soundtrack for Shovel Knight, for Hollow Knight, all different kinds. I love those. But man, the Oblivion sound, like the soundtrack for the Skyrim games, the Elder Scrolls games, and the soundtrack for Icewind Dale, which is of course also by Jeremy Soule. So good, man. Just so good. It's just so like, I guess what I mean by atmospheric is it's not just background music. It's beautiful background music, but it's not just forgettable. You know, I don't know. I dig it. So. Ooh, really? I didn't know that, Shadow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I wonder if I could get a composer on here. I've had Austin Wintory. I've actually interviewed Austin Wintory on here when I interviewed the Banner Saga people a few years back. But I'm wondering if I could get Jeremy Soule. I wonder if I asked him if he'd be willing to come on. Would you guys be I'm curious, would you folks be interested ever in watching a roundtable discussion with composers for music? Like, let's say, I don't know that I could do this, but let's say that I could get Jeremy Soule, Austin Wintory, and the guy who did the Bastion soundtrack, who I already can't remember. Would that be the kind of thing you guys would be interested in seeing or hearing about? Yeah? That's right. That's when you first did that. True, Elias. That's true. That's true. Banner Mirror. Even smaller, newer composers. Darren Korb. Yes. Well, yeah, you know what would be cool would be to get soundtrack composers, like get a couple of like sort of smaller independent soundtrack composers and then see if I could I mean, I don't know if I could get them. I don't know like if I would contact Jeremy Soule and he'd be like, "Wait, what?" But it would be interesting. I'll have to look into that maybe. Oh, I know you would, Tobik. I always appreciate you, man. Seriously, I mean that. It's cool to be able to know whatever I played, you'd be there. I appreciate that, dude. I wouldn't have if I didn't have you here, Tobik, I would not know how to do the coolest ASCII text emotes, on the web. I feel like that's a lost art. Everyone just uses like emotes from Twitch or whatever, but like you have mastered the ASCII skills, All right, here we go, folks. Let's get into this because we have a couple hours before we have to start getting ready for D&D with GOG. So let's do it up. Is the volume good, by the way? Volume too loud? Just basically right? How's the volume? Good, bad, and different? I bet I say that to all the guys. Volume is good. Okay, cool. Yeah, and obviously, and I have interviewed him before. I wonder. You know what? I just had this since we're talking about it, since you guys are making me think about it. It's Jeremy Soule. No, it's not that. What is Jeremy Soule's Twitter? Does anybody know? Did you say, Shadowed? You just listed it, is why I'm asking. You just listed it. What is it, Shadowed? I saw the hashtag. Mr. Soule? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. A. Wintry, Mr. Soule. Okay. Okay, one other person. Sorry, I'm just writing this out right now. Okay. All right, guys. Now, if this is going to work, I need you guys to retweet this, okay? Here is what I'm going to post, and then I will answer your question, Marinda. My chat has expressed a lot of interest in this, and so I wonder, I know how busy all of these incredible composers are, but would @awintery, @Mr. Soul, @Darren Korb, @John Everest, and a few others be interested in a composer roundtable, a music masterclass on my Twitch channel? So I'm going to tweet this. In fact, I just tweeted it just now. I need you guys to retweet that, and I need you guys to say, like, hell yes, please, we would love to see this. So I need you guys to do that for me. It would be a big help. Please retweet that. I just tweeted that out. My chat has expressed a lot of interest in this, so I wonder, I know how busy all these incredible composers are, but would @Wintery, @Mr. Soul, @Darren Korb, @John Everest, and a few others be interested in a composer roundtable, a music masterclass on my Twitch channel? Please retweet that, because that just really, it just struck me, like I mean, I'm a musician myself, obviously, and this kind of stuff really turns my crank, and I feel like it would be really cool to see something like that. So thank you guys already. So we got Tren, who redid it, and Shadowed, and Echo. Thank you guys so much. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I think that would be really neat. So please retweet that, guys. And if you're able to say, okay. Yeah, and I hopefully other people will reach out and say, like, that they want to do that too. Like, I mean, other composers, because I would love to be able to do that. That would be really sweet. Oh, man. So many cool ideas I just had about this. Neat. Okay, sorry. I apologize, but that was like one of those ones where I was like, ooh, that would be really sweet. Thank you guys so much for the retweets and everything. That would be really, I really appreciate that. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thanks. Okay, now, Marinda, what is your opinion of Lone Wolf vs. Fighting Fantasy? You know, it's interesting. When I was a kid, Fighting Fantasy was definitely my favorite. I liked Lone Wolf, but I liked Fighting Fantasy a little bit better because it was a little more traditional, which I preferred, and because it also, this is odd based on it being traditional, but it also had a lot of variety. Lone Wolf, you had the one person you kept playing. But I have to say, I am becoming more and more enamored of Lone Wolf in comparison to Fighting Fantasy, not only for two reasons. Number one, because I think these books are more even in terms of quality. Like, there are some drop-offs in Fighting Fantasy where some of the books are not as good as others, whereas the Lone Wolf books are pretty consistent. I really like building a character over time. I like that idea that the character is built over time. There is a risk of becoming OP, but I like the way that works. I have to admit I'm biased because having the 7 Cents program makes it so much easier to stream it. But the other thing I have to say, and now this is not the case with the Sorcery series. The Sorcery series I still think are the best game books ever made, and I still think they're better than Lone Wolf, but there's only 4 of those. I have to say that in general, as much as I love Fighting Fantasy, and I'm not giving up on those, trust me, I will return to them again, I think the Lone Wolf books are better written. I think the Lone Wolf books are more coherent as stories. I think they're better written. I think they're not as arbitrary, or at least they don't feel as arbitrary. I don't know what you guys think about it. And again, now that is in the aggregate. Now there are some Fighting Fantasy books which are like damn good. Like that are probably a step above even the best Lone Wolf book. But there are some Fighting Fantasy books that are definitely not at the same level. So I feel like the quality is more consistent with Lone Wolf. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know what I think, how to put all that together. And again, I say that with someone who, obviously I have like 30 Fighting Fantasy game books on my shelf. So it's not like I don't love them, but man, there's something cool about Lone Wolf. So I guess that's what I would say, Marinda. Okay. Survey Monkey. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool, dude. Can you do me a favor? And I mean, I know you'll have that saved, but just put it in Discord or something like that. Shadow, that would be really awesome if you could do that. That's probably true. Lucathea. The world building, you're right. And the characterization part is because Lone Wolf is Lone Wolf is like a cipher, right? Like, he doesn't exist. He's you, in a way. On the plot, it depends. I agree with you, sort of, but some of the plots are better than others. But yeah. But on the other hand, see, hey, what's up, Tilted Gaming? How you doing? Good to see you, man. I know we got to start playing Lone Wolf. I know. I'm very interested in a lot of different things today. But I wanted to mention about the thing about the sophistication is, I think fighting fantasy, though, is sometimes more ambitious in a good way. For example, Creature of Havoc, where you play the monster and you can't even communicate with creatures, that's pretty heady stuff, and that's stuff which Lone Wolf does not try for. So in fairness, fighting fantasy does go for things that Lone Wolf doesn't sometimes. Also, as I said, there is a lot more variety. Space combat, Mad Max, cyberpunk, superhero, straight fantasy, dark fantasy, you know, like there's a fair bit of variety that you don't necessarily get from Lone Wolf. So there's strengths and weaknesses on each, but I think the consistency of Lone Wolf is a little bit better. Also, I have to say that this is going to be the last of the Lone Wolf books that we're going to be playing for the moment. This concludes the Kai series. After that, they went on to, I think, the Magna Kai series or whatever, and we'll do those maybe down the line. But after this, we're going to try a couple of other game books that I want to try if I can figure out how to stream them all. That we're going to be doing, and then we'll come back to Fighting Fantasy, do a few of those, and then we'll come back to Lone Wolf. So, anyway, but let's get into it. All right, here we go, people. So, you are Lone Wolf, last of the Kai Lords of Summerland and sole survivor of the massacre that destroyed them during a bitter war with your age-old enemies, the Dark Lords of Helgadad. Except that I don't think that DC's all that ambitious, though, Marinda. That's not a bad comparison, except that I think that Marvel actually has a little more variety than DC. I might almost reverse that. Although, well, I guess not, because then that would imply that DC had better quality, which has definitely not been the case in the last 5 years, at least in the movies. I finally saw a Civil War, by the way. I finally saw Avengers Civil War, everybody. Not Infinity War. I saw Civil War. So at least I'm caught up with that. Now I just have to see Black Panther, Thor 3, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man, and Infinity War, and I'll be all caught up. Oh, and Ant-Man versus Wasp. I'm 6 movies behind. I've seen Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is great, but I always liked Doctor Strange as a character, so. Oh my God, Lucathea, can you imagine? Oh my God. Relations with the Vasagonians have never been worse. I blame both sides. Dark Lord Haakon is a tremendous guy. He had a very strong denial, and I am a traitor. I'm a traitor, and I'm telling you I'm a traitor. Openly in front of the world, I am a traitor. Okay, then. Anyway. Okay, so, let's get into this. Your age-old enemies, the Dark Lords of Helgadad. The Zakan of Vasagonia, the imperial ruler of this desert empire, has sent his most trusted envoy to seek a treaty of peace between your two countries, and the king has asked you to sign the treaty on behalf of your country. Aaron, that's funny. You wave farewell to Homegard on this bleak midwinter's day, feeling sure you will return before the thaw. But as you watch the spires of Homegard disappear in the falling snow, you have no inkling of the shadow that awaits you in Vasagonia. All right, Joe Deaver, blah, 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 blah. All the details about this. Okay, right. For Robert Alfred Deaver, 1917 and 1965. Oh, that must have been his dad. And William Roland Chalk. Okay, these are all the credits and acknowledgments. Okay, the story so far. You are Lone Wolf, last of the Kai Lords of Summerland, and sole survivor of the massacre that destroyed them during a bitter war with your age-old enemies, the Dark Lords of Helgadad. It is midwinter in your northern homeland, and a mantle of snow lies knee-deep in the streets of Homegard, the capital, when you are summoned from your monastery by a messenger bearing a scroll, signed and sealed by the hand of King Ulnar. Ask me the question, and I'll deal with it as soon as I'm done with this read-through, Shadowed. You are surprised to read the king's message, for it is a request for your help in solving an urgent problem of what he describes as great diplomatic importance. It reads, "We must stop the traitor." No, I'm sorry. Whew. Alrighty. It seems a strange request to make of a warrior lord whose skills are better suited to the field of battle than the parleying with foreign envoys. However, you obey the summons, and upon your arrival at the capital, all is made clear. The Zakan of Vasagonia, the imperial ruler of the Desert Empire, has sent his most trusted envoy to seek a treaty of peace between your two countries, and you have been asked to sign the treaty on behalf of your country. The reason for this is easily apparent. Less than a year ago, a renegade noble of Vasagonia called Baraka, who later showed up in Mortal Kombat as a really weird-looking dude, led his army of bandits in an attack upon the psalm-lending province of Ruanan. This mining town and much of the surrounding land was overrun and destroyed. Many Somlending lost their lives, and many more were enslaved and forced to labor in the mines of the Makan Range. I haven't yet shadowed, but I want to check it out. I saw that you posted in the Discord, but I haven't seen it yet. When the regular convoy from Rouen failed to arrive at the capital, the king sent you to investigate. A great battle ensued in which you defeated Baraka in mortal combat. Without your courage and skill, the safety of Sommerland and all of the last lands would have been placed in grave peril. Your Majesty the Zakan is gravely embarrassed by Baraka's foul treachery and is most anxious that our friendship and trust be restored. But this guy, come on, man. Oh, I'm sorry. It's terrible that he did this. Here, please come visit us again. Didn't we already go through this? He begs that you send the Kai warrior, Lone Wolf, so that he can kill him. To sign a treaty of peace with him at the Grand Palace in Barakish, whimpers the Zakan's emissary as he kneels at the feet of King Ulnar. The king rises from his throne, barely able to conceal his distaste for the fawning envoy. He turns his gaze to you and bids you follow him to the privacy of an antechamber. I have no liking for this desert realm, Lone Wolf, but I like the prospect of war even less. What's up, Law? How you doing, man? The Zakan is old and frail and has no son to claim his throne when he dies. Baraka was one of many ruthless nobles who wait like jackals for the chance to seize power, and I fear they grow too impatient to allow the Zakan to die a natural death. The treaty may not guarantee your peace with Vasagonia once the Zakan is dead, but it will at least buy us precious time to strengthen our southern border. The king leads you to a window and points towards the harbor, barely visible through the falling snow. A Vasagonian galley lies anchored close to the harbor wall. Go to Vasagonia, Lone Wolf. Sign the treaty and return quickly. Even with the promise of peace, I fear the shadow of war will fall upon us before the year is out. You wave farewell to Homeguard on this bleak midwinter's day, feeling sure you will return before the thaw. But as you watch the spires of Homeguard disappear in the falling snow, you have no inkling of the shadow that awaits you in Vasagonia. Like, seriously, how many times, seriously? Ooh. Hey guys, guess who just liked the "My chat has expressed a lot of interest in this blah blah blah" tweet? Darren Korb. Darren Korb! The guy who made the Bastard and the Transistor soundtrack. He liked the tweet. That's got to be a good sign. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Woo! It's a good start, people. Operation Bring Awesome Musicians On. That's awesome. Okay. Now, with that said, here we go. You keep a record of your adventure. Okay, so we are a Kai Lord, and we've completed these. Now, we've successfully completed the previous adventures in the Lone Wolf series, so we have our combat skill, endurance points, and Kai disciplines. We also carry over any weapons and special items we held at the end of our last adventure, which should be entered on our new action chart. You may choose... Yeah, Shadow Wolf, exactly. The gestures for peace are genuine and work in the end. One of these days, the story will actually do it. I know, right? You may choose one bonus Kai discipline to add to your action chart for every Lone Wolf adventure you've successfully completed. So we're going to get another bonus one. Now, here's the ones that we've got already, folks. We have got the following... where are we? Where are my disciplines at? There we go. Here are our disciplines. So we have Sixth Sense, Camouflage, Hunting, Healing, Animal Kinship, Mind Blast, Mind Shield, and Tracking. So here are the ones that we have left that we could get, guys. We could get Weapon Skill. We could get Mind Over Matter. Those are the two that we get. And we are the rank of Kai Master. So here we go. Oh, all the special items may then be used in the Lone Wolf Magna Kai series, which begins in Book 6. Okay. Yeah, you continue building the same character over multiple books. That's exactly right. So we have a choice of two, folks. We have either Weapon Skill, or we have... Now, Weapon Skill allows us to add +2 with this particular weapon. So, and we have enough things where we can basically pick a weapon that we have. Now, the only issue with this, the only issue with the Weapon Skill is that if we don't choose Sword, like let's say, because you randomly choose what you have skill in, the Sommersword, as everybody knows, is the badass thing of all time because it gives you +8 combat strength. Now we also have a spear. So all of these things, one of these things could actually be helpful to us. If we got the sword, it would give us a +10 in combat skill, which is pretty awesome. However, it's sort of more random if we're going to get that. Mind over matter allows us to move small objects with our powers of concentration. So the question is, do we get weapon skill, or do we get mind over matter, which is the last kind of like other skill that we haven't chosen yet. So what have we got? We've got either mind over matter or weapon skill. I'm not going to put a poll up for this. What do you guys want? Weapon skill or mind over matter? Just tell me and you've got. Yeah, we're not going to do an official vote for this. We're going to do a vote, but not with the ARVBot. So just what do you got? Mind over matter, Jedi, mind over matter. Anyone else? Mind. Do we all get to wear t-shirts? We don't mind, so you don't matter. No, we don't have mind shield. Weapon skill. Weapon. Yeah, we don't. We already have mind shield, Echo. So you mean mind over matter? We already have this. This is the one that we're talking about. Mind over matter, right here. I stand by my choice. Okay, weapon. So we have 2 weapon, but it looks like mind over matter, mind over matter, mind over matter, mind over matter. So we have 4 mind over matters and 2 weapon skills. Okay, last call. We're gonna last call this up. Well, the thing is, we can't choose. See, if we could choose to make it sword, it would be an easier choice. I changed my vote to weapon. Do you really? Really? I just joined, so no clue. So again, the choices are, we're just picking a skill. So it's either, we either choose weapon skill, and weapon skill gives us +2 to combat if we're using that weapon. See, the problem is we have to randomly choose the weapon. And so that means that we may not have the weapon, or we may not get it, or whatever. So, and we want to use the Sommersword because the Sommersword is +8 combat skill. That's why my thinking is mind over matter is probably going to work better because, you know, +8 combat skill, why would we ever... Like, yes, if we get weapon skill and if we get a 7, so it's sword that we have combat skill in, then obviously that would be even better. We'd have a +10 combat skill. But any of these other choices, dagger, spear, I guess sword, and I guess the 2 swords here, I guess we have a 2 out of 9 chance, basically, because dagger, spear, mace, short sword, warhammer, axe, quarterstaff, broadsword, none of those work. So it'd have to be 2 out of 9. So that's why I thought about that. But so that's why I was thinking that mind over matter might be it's a safer pick. Mind over matter allows you to move small objects with powers of concentration. In previous books, it would have allowed us to like open doors without like touching them, like to avoid traps, or being able to like distract enemies by like throwing stones against the side of a wall without having to actually walk into the room or whatever. So that's what mind over matter does. Go mind over matter. All right. That is mind over matter then is the winner. Okay. And our Kai rank is Savant. We are a Savant. So if we complete this, we will become a Kai Master, folks. If we win this, we will be Kai Master. Okay. Before leaving Homeguard on your voyage to the Vasagonian capital of Barakish, you were given a map of the Desert Empire. Let's take a look at the map. Ah, this is the Empire of Vasagonia. So we are up over on this side. We're basically up over on this side of the map, okay? We're going to be going in here. So we've never been down here. I don't know anything about this area at all. We've been over to the west, but we never got over this far. So, yeah, the Empire of Vasagonia. Looks really lovely. Well, at least we won't have to... Whoever said they were worried about snow. Desert time. No snow. That's no problem, Nonaville. Welcome back. It's always good to have you back. All right, let's find out how much gold that we've got. All right, how much gold, how much gold, how much gold, how much gold? All right, 18 gold. Nice. So we have got a full belt pouch. 50 gold. We are at maximum. Okay, we got 50 gold. Lovely. You may take your pick of the following items in addition to those you already possess. You may already carry 2 weapons. We can't carry a dagger, a sword, a spear because we already have these weapons. Mace, we already have these weapons. We already have a shield, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But let me just confirm. Yeah, we already have a shield. So this one's easy. Potion of Lamp Spur. Okay. And then 2 special rations. Oh, you know what? We can't because we've already got a meal already. And we don't even need a meal anyway. Oh, man. We can pick up to 4 of these, but we really don't have any room for any of this, guys. Although, actually, wait, I take that back. I take that back. We can put this stuff into storage. So we actually don't need this iron key. We don't need this brass key. I forgot about that. So let's pick up the 2 meals. Even though we probably won't need it because we have hunting. So that's it. Yes, desert world. So it's a desert world. So we've got a potion of lamp spur and 2 special rations. All the rest of the stuff we already have. So, okay, we've got this. We've got weapons. We're going to use your equipment. We don't need about this. Let's see. Special items and safekeeping cannot be used, but neither can they be lost during your adventure. Blah, 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 blah. We can access storage if we need to. So this is what we got. 2 keys and 12 gold crowns. Okay. All right, rules for combat. We already know about that. So this is what we are, guys. We're a savant. We're level 9. If we win this book, we are a Kai Master. We started at Initiate, Aspirate, Guardian, Journeyman, Savant. We're a Savant. Savant, baby. All right. Here we go. Your mission is one of peaceful diplomacy, but beware. The Desert Empire of Vasagonia is notorious for being a land of deceit and treachery. Be on your guard at all times. Also, make notes as you progress, as you will find they will be of great help in future adventures. Many things that you will find will aid you, blah, 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 blah. I've already read these before in previous books. May the spirits of your Kai Masters guide you on your perilous adventure. Good luck. Here we go. What's up, TNS? Khajiit has coin. Khajiit has wares if you have coin. For 25 days, the Vasagonian galley sails on a steady course for its home port of Barakish, with only a brief stop at the Duranese harbor of Port Bax to break a safe but monotonous voyage. You use your time aboard the ship to good purpose, learning the Vasagonian language from the ship's crew. They are only too eager to teach you, asking only in return tales of your adventures in the last lands. For many of the sailors, these are the most exciting stories they have ever heard. By the time you reach Barakish, you have both mastered their language and won their respect. Let's be fair, the one that actually mastered the language was the Somerswerd. Like, the Somerswerd, you just held it out, and the Somerswerd was like, yes, master, let me speak to you in the language of your people. Somerswerd. It is early afternoon when the ramparts of the desert capital are first sighted on the horizon. You push your way through the cheering crew and join the envoy at the prow of the ship. Beaming with pride, he hands you a telescope and invites you to view the land of his birth. The sight is indeed breathtaking. You stare in fascination at the golden domes, minarets, and green-tiled roofs shimmering beneath the desert sun, and marvel at the splendor of the grand palace which dominates this magnificent city. It's like Istanbul. Then you notice that from every golden turret of the palace flutters a long black pennant. You ask the envoy of the meaning of the black flags. Horror floods across his face as he snatches the telescope from your hands. By the spirit of the Majan, he is dead! Zakhan is dead! Oh, God. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he's dead. As the bad news spreads through the ship, you pray that the peace treaty will be signed and honored by the Zakhan's successor. However, the envoy is less than hopeful. The harbor of Barakish is deserted save for a handful of citizens clad in black, and the only sound that greets you is the toll of a funeral bell echoing through the harbor on this day of mourning. Then a horse-drawn carriage enters the harbor square, escorted by the cavalry of the palace guard. It halts, and a dour man in turquoise robe steps out to meet you. 1,000 greetings, Lone Wolf. I am Mauk, and I welcome you to our city on behalf of my master, his most sublime magnificence, Zakhan Kimah. The envoy gasps upon hearing the name of the new Zakhan. He turns to speak, his eyes wild with fear. It is a trap! You must... His warning is cut short by the blade of Mauk's dagger. God damn it, we can't even get onto the freaking land for 2 seconds before we're betrayed. Suddenly, scores of black-clad warriors emerge from the shadows. They are Shanazim, elite Vasagonian bodyguards. They close in, surrounding you on every side. You must act quickly if you are to survive this deadly trap. Do you wish to stand and fight against these overwhelming odds? Do you wish to surrender to Mauk and his warriors? Or do you wish to run back to the galley? Hut, 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 hut. Good grief. Well, this started out with a bang. All right, here we go. And let me pop up that picture. There we go. What should we do, folks? Stand and fight against overwhelming odds, surrender to Mauk, or run back to the galley? What should we do? It's a $ vote, TNS. Man, I have no idea what to tell everyone to do here. Of course, these books are... I didn't get this far in the series, so this has all been new to me anyway, but I have no idea what I would do here. Ain't gonna surrender to no murders. Running back to the galley. Yeah, this is a tough call. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. So, I'm glad you guys are making this decision. When cowering it is an option, always take it. Okay, last call. Let's last call this up. Yeah, I mean, like... See, I feel like... I don't know. I wonder if we run back to the galley, if we basically just get taken out. Like, if he just shoots us in the back or whatever, you know? Here we go. Good, lovely. All right, here we go. Fire a magic missile at the darkness. Fight, die on feet. Run, die with arrow in the back. Yeah, see, that's... Use Kai Discipline, cowardly retreat. Okay, we're going to surrender to Mauk. You are stripped of your backpack. Ugh! Your weapons, your gold, and all of your special items. Your hands are tied behind your back, and you are pushed head first into the waiting carriage. Back to the palace, commands Mauk as he climbs aboard and slams the door. The Zakan awaits his prize. You fight to free the cords that bind you, but Mauk is quick to see the danger. He grabs your arm and forces a dart into your skin. As sleep engulfs your senses, you hear Mauk's wicked laughter fading into the silence. Make necessary adjustments to your action chart and list all the items you've had confiscated on a separate piece of paper for reference in case you should discover them later in your adventure. Boy, I hope so. That is a lot of lost items. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. We don't have the Sommersword. You wake up in great discomfort. Every muscle... Yeah, we did that. Every muscle... I think I did that. Every muscle of your body feels knotted and bruised. You force open eyelids clogged with dried sweat and look with dread at your wretched surroundings. You're lying on the hard stone floor... The hard stone floor of a prison cell. Over by the far wall, beneath a window crisscrossed with iron bars, is a low wooden bunk covered in filthy rags. Cockroaches, some the size of field mice, There's a big goddamn cockroach. And I've seen some big cockroaches. Scuttle along a foul-smelling gutter that disappears into a grating in the floor. You discover that your hands are free and slowly pull yourself upright into a sitting position, resting your back against the cell door. Welcome, Caro. Welcome, Thorg. Well, we got attacked by assassins. I mean, you know. A faint draft from the corridor outside provides the only relief from the stifling heat and bad air of the cell. In the distance, you can hear footsteps approaching. Then there is a jangle of cell keys and the creak of hinges. A door closes with a dull thud. More footsteps. They're getting louder. They come to a halt outside the cell door and a loud voice bellows out, "Sleeping on duty, Sefru! You'll wake up on the other side of this door if the captain catches you." The chair scrapes along the ground, and a startled voice full of indignation replies, "Curse you, Hajj! The Zakan doesn't want the Northlander taken to the Grand Hall until sunset. You've cheated me of 2 hours' sleep." "Shut up, Sefru," snarls the first voice, "and listen hard. I've just come from the armory. Some interesting trinkets were found on a Northlander, worth a great deal of gold, I'd say. Seems a pity to let them go to waste, eh?" The two guards chuckle greedily and discuss at length the good time they'll be able to have in the city once they've sold your equipment. "I'll take a peek at our friend," says one of the guards. "I wonder if he's enjoying our hospitality." A spy hole slides open above your head and you hear a gasp of shock. "He's gone! He's gone! By the Majan, we'll lose our heads!" You suddenly realize that you cannot be seen so close to the door. "Oh, really, gamer?" "Let me see," hisses the other guard, eager to see for himself. You hear the click of a key in the lock. This could be your chance to escape. So, do you wish to attack the guards as soon as the door opens, or should we move away from the door and stand in the middle of the cell? We're left with the inept guards. It's the classic orcs battling each other thing, right? Basically. Unfortunately, that's not given an option. The only reason that they don't see you is because you happen to be out of the way, basically. And Caro, I know you got here a little bit later, just so the plot of this is that you were asked by the king of Holmgard to go sign a treaty with Vasagonia. Vasagonia was the place that had the guy that tried to betray us last time, but his king was basically very embarrassed and wanted a treaty to be signed and asked you to come. And so the king sent you because the guy was old and frail and he basically wanted to buy time, but the guy died before you could get there. So when you arrived, the person who took over basically had a bunch of assassins waiting for you. And so we decided rather than like fight, 30 elite assassins at once or whatever. It's not like this is Greyshade, okay? So I actually have to look into that, Echo. I have not had a chance to look into it. I'm going to do some work with that tonight. In fact, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to mark this down. I need to talk to some of my brilliant graphics people. Okay, yeah, so I didn't know if you remembered or not, Carol. I know that you played these before, but... Right, exactly, yeah, exactly. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. Like, we saw this happening. Okay, it's pretty obvious we got this. Fleos, what's up, bro? Oh, because you DM me about it? I'm sorry if I missed that then, Echo. Sorry, dude. Probably because with all the travel and stuff over the last 4 or 5 days. Sorry, man. Okay, attack the guard it is. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I never put the Arvbot up. There was the vote. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do it up. The guards pull open the door and you spring into action. Your clenched fist strikes the first man beneath his bearded jaw, lifting him from the floor with the power of the blow. His sword drops from his hand and clatters to the ground close to your feet. Do you wish to pick up the sword or ignore the sword and attack the second guard with your bare hands? Bare hands. All right. What's it going to be? It is Oblivion music, yep. Oh, and for those of you who got here late, please go and retweet over on my Twitter. I posted something. I just had this idea. I was thinking about music and we started talking about it in chat. And I just had this idea to try to do like a roundtable discussion with some composers from soundtracks. And I actually tagged Darren Korb, Jeremy Soule, Austin Wintory, and John Everest, who did the music for Battletech. And, you know, said that plus others. And so far, Darren Korb is one of the people who liked that tweet, which is a good sign. He's the guy who did the Bastion soundtrack and Transistor. So if you could, like, you know, retweet it and favorite it and be like, oh my God, yes, this would be great. That would be cool. It would be super awesome if we could do that. Yeah, thank you very much, Kara. Thank you. I just thought it'd be kind of a neat thing to do. And I don't know whether any of them would do it, but it's a good sign that Darren at least liked the tweet. That's got to be a good sign. Yeah, and I'm with you guys about this. I'm thinking about, like, it would be cool to be like punch, but I don't know that we're going to be able to knock out the other dude, which means we're going to be at a disadvantage without the sword, I think. So, okay, last call. So far, you know, we tagged them all, and so far they've noticed it and whatever, so. Be pretty damn sweet if that worked out. Just kill it? Oh, well, I mean, we're going to take this guy out. The question is whether we attack him fist-wise or sword-wise. Like, we have to pick up the sword first. It's the issue of what it does for us in combat. It's not like... This is not a pacifist run. I mean, you know. Okay, it looks like we're pretty definitive about that. We're going to pick up the sword. You stoop to grasp the sword, but as your fingers close around the hilt, the second guard attacks. Ignore all endurance points lost by the enemy in the first round of combat, for you can only attempt to parry his blow. Okay, so the good news is that we now have equal combat skill to him, and we have Mind Blast, which will add combat to us, which will add us combat skill. So we're going to actually end up having, I think that includes all bonuses. So it's going to be a close fight, though, guys. It's going to be a close fight. So we've got to take this guy out as fast as we can. So we need high. We got to take this dude out quickly. All right, it's even. It's even. High votes, high numbers, high numbers, high numbers. That is not a high number, game. That is the opposite of a high number. That number is not high. That number is not good. We need not that. I mean, we don't do any damage to him anyway, so that kind of sucked. High number. Can we get an actual high number, please? That's a high number. That's a high number. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, 11 points of damage. One more like that would be great. We got 2 more rounds to take him out. Come on. Give me 9. 9 or 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Game. Not a 1. You're killing me, game. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Not a 1. Do not want a 1. That is not the answer. Okay? Do not want a 1. Give me a 10. 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 8. I'll take an 8. That should be enough, I think. I'll take an 8. 8 is very good. Yeah, we got him. We took him out in less than 4 rounds. We just did it. Just did it. Wow. Good stuff, guys. Woo! The guard clutches at his wounds and drops lifeless to the ground. You can see that the other man is recovering from your blow. First of all, we're going to save this right now. And is clawing at the cell door to try to pull himself to his feet. Do you wish to attack this guard or overpower him and capture him alive? Interesting. So. This is a tough call, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lead the chat one way or the other. Because the thing is, he might be also able to give us information. You know what he might be able to tell us is where our stuff is. Like, that's what I'm thinking. He could basically tell us where our stuff is. Because we could overpower him and then just kill him later, right? I guess. I mean, I don't know. They make poor hostages. Shatter! What's up, Shatter Mage? Take the prisoner! Why does this book keep giving non-murder hobo options? You've got your murder hobo options if you want them. I just want our stuff back. Like, honestly, I just want the Somersword. Basically, I'm just like, look, bro. Where's the Somersword? Well, I can tell you where your cloak is. I don't care if you give a damn about my cloak. Where's the damn Somersword? Alright, last call, last call. Because I feel like just having a sword and like us versus the entire Vasagonian nation with a sword is not good odds. I know we're lone wolf, like I get it, but a TAS? What's a TAS, Shatter? Okay. You grasp the frightened guard in a secure headlock and threaten to break his neck if he does not answer your questions. I will break your neck if you do not answer my questions. I will tell you everything I know. The Nusa Khan fears that you are an assassin, was sent by his enemies in the west. He claims to have the Nusa Khan himself. He's on. I hate the Nusa Khan myself. I'm only a simple jailer. I know nothing more. Fortunately, we have the Kai discipline of 6 Sense. So let's see how that goes. The man is lying. He knows that other guards are sure to turn up at any moment. As soon as you loosen your grip, he will attempt to overpower you and raise the alarm. Oh, snap. So now what do we do, people? Do we continue questing him? Or kill him? You lying sack of crap. It bricks it permanently. It just turns it into like a foam sword. Tool-assisted speedrun. Oh, okay. Got you, Shatter. That's interesting. "43 minutes. For how long is that game usually? How long would that game normally be? I'm just looking at my Twitter. Again, folks, if you're able to retweet my Twitter, where I just announced, where I just said that I was looking into seeing whether or not composers like Austin Wintory, Darren Korb, Jeremy Soule, and John Everest would be interested in doing like a composer roundtable. And so far, Darren Korb liked the tweet. So that's got to be considered a good sign. So that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, retweet that. I like at least like it and let people know, and it'd be cool. It's life hanging by a thread. It really is. This is a tough call. Oh, God. See, you know the problem, Lucathea, which I'm sure you know already, is that not only is torture morally wrong and repugnant, it doesn't work. Like, this is the thing that I don't understand why when intelligence community people tell you this doesn't work, all it does is make people tell you what they think you want to hear. That not only is it morally repugnant, it's also impractical. That's the problem with having all these movies that are like, I'll kill you if you don't tell me what I want to know. Like, it doesn't work. They tell you what you want to know, which may not be the truth, but it'll stop you from hurting them. So, yeah. All right, last call, last call. Very true, Lucathea, yeah. Very true. Very true. Very true. Movies are reflective sometimes of what they would like real life to be, though. One of the things we say about movies is that we like when they felt real and organic and we could believe the characters. So even though we don't actually have people that fly around the world and can lift buildings with one hand and all that stuff, and destroy spaceships with laser vision and all that stuff, we can still identify with the doubts and uncertainties of the characters themselves. So movies have to have that sense of realism, even if they are, by nature, unrealistic. We should believe Coco. Oh, thank you, Shadow. That's a good idea, dude. Thanks, man. All right, here we go. Going to continue questioning him. The guard begins to cough. He pleads with you to slacken your grip or he will choke to death. You ask him one more question. Does he know where your confiscated equipment is? He says he does not know. Then suddenly he elbows you in the chest and breaks free. God damn it. You are winded, but you are determined to stop him from escaping. Your attack is swift and deadly. Before the guard can scream for help, you have silenced him for good with an open-handed chop to the neck. It's the classic Star Trek chop. Da-da! The Star Trek chop, for those of you who don't know, it works like this. You hit him in the arm, and then they go, huh, and then you hit him in the neck. And then it immediately knocks them out permanently. Like, well, not permanently. It immediately knocks them out with no permanent damage. Da-da! Oh man, it's actually the Karate Kid 2 Miyagi against the Kreese, the bad sensei from Cobra Kai. He's like, oh man. Okay, so do we wish to leave the bodies and escape along the corridor, or do we wish to search them? Yeah, we gave him a chance. I mean, you know. What is this? Yeah, this one. Yep. Oh man, that is from City at the Edge of Forever, which is City on the Edge of Forever, which is probably the best Star Trek episode ever made. Yeah. Da-da! What I like too is that you do that, Thorg, and then as you do each one, you have to make the sound. Da-da! Otherwise, it doesn't work. Like, if you just hit them normally, they're just kind of like, why did you chop me in the arm? That really hurt. That really hurts. Ow. Don't do that. But if you do the da-da, they're like... Oh, man. Oh. There we go. So we are 8-0 searching the bodies. I'm going to last call this because I think... I can see that the loot hobo is still going on. Oh, post-apocalypse. Spock's brain is so bad. So bad. Oh, man. I'm a huge original series fan. I teach it. I have literally all the episodes that I myself recorded on DVD. So I love them, but oh, God, is Spock's brain bad. It's not, I actually think the worst episode, well... The worst episode is Operation Annihilate, except that there are a couple of parts of that episode. Operation Annihilate is where they go to this planet where basically these flying omelets, that's what they look like, have taken over, and they have like this mind control thing where they like inject you and then their tendrils get into your body and they basically take over your body. There are a couple of very big moments in that, like big acting moments that are actually really pretty good. But the rest of that episode is stupid as all hell. It's just dumb. Mostly because I just can't take seriously being attacked by a flying omelet. So I think Operation Annihilate is among the worst. But there's other ones. The Cloud Minders is a good concept, but it's terrible execution. And things like that. There's a few of them where they're like, I think it's Elon of Troyes. Brain and brain. What is brain? Spock's brain, Spock's brain is pretty bad, though. It's pretty damn bad. I need to look at what I thought the worst episode was. Actually, you know what I think probably the worst episode is? Except that, well, the Paradise Incident. Not the Paradise Incident. The Paradise Syndrome. Kirk loses his memory, and then he ends up, like, basically becoming part of this Native American tribe, it was pretty bad. Like, the very end of the episode's pretty good, but like everything leading up to it is just dumb. There's plot holes. It's offensive. It's just not great. So I did not see Voyager's Threshold. Yes, City on the Edge of Forever was the one Harlan Ellison wrote. Of course, he wrote a very different version of it, and then he spent the rest of his life yelling at everybody about how his episode was much better than the one they changed it into. So it's a great episode, though. City on the Edge of Forever is brilliant. My favorite episode of Star Trek of all time is Balance of Terror, which is one of the earlier ones. Amazing episode for a lot of reasons. That's my favorite episode, but City on the Edge of Forever is great. Okay, so it looks like we are in favor of searching the bodies. Let's do it. A thorough search of both bodies uncovers the following items. All right, we've got a jailer's keys. We've got 6 gold crowns. I think we already have a sword, don't we? Yeah, so we don't need that. We have a dagger or a warhammer. Okay, so we can only carry a maximum of 2 weapons. So guys, do we take the dagger or do we take the warhammer? There's no difference in terms of ability. It's just whether or not, because we don't have weapon skill with either one. So what do you want to do? We can only take one more weapon. Dagger or warhammer? Stop, hammer time. I have it. I have the original script. In fact, I bought this at ReaderCon. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even realize this. Look at this, guys. I just realized this. This is a signed copy. I forgot when I bought this that the guy had said that Harlan Ellison had signed this. And of course, Harlan Ellison, who, as you know, just recently passed away, one of the great short story writers of all time. This is a signed copy of this script, City on the Edge of Forever. Harlan Ellison was, apologize for the language, he was an asshole, okay? He would admit that. He was an asshole, and he was sexist, and, well, he was sometimes sexist and, you know, other things. But he was also considered to be someone who was instrumental in supporting a lot of peoples of color career, including Octavia Butler and people like that. He was a very strange, mercurial guy, but he was an asshole and a jerk. That said, he is arguably the best short story writer who ever lived. I don't think he's quite there, because I think Edgar Allan Poe might win that sort of depiction, and there were a lot of other wonderful short story writers, obviously. You know, Thomas Mann was a wonderful short story writer, and Kij Johnson, who's a modern short story writer, wonderful story writer. But one of the, and I mean, Philip Roth, another brilliant one. So there's a lot of great short story writers, but Ellison was just, I mean, he's got to be top 3. He's got to be top 3. He wrote something like 1,500 short stories, and they were, he almost never wrote a clunker, you know? And he wrote some of them, like I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream is one of the great short stories ever written, and it's the most translated short story into English, by a wide margin, actually. I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream is brilliant. His short fiction was brilliant. It's brilliant. He's a brilliant writer. But anyway, but that's cool. I didn't realize that he actually, wow. I'm going to have to be, I mean, it wasn't like I had to like throw it on the garbage, but I had it just shelved with my other stuff. Wow, that's really neat. But yeah, just classic Harlan is stuff like, classic stuff here. Let's see. So here's what he says. Those who have read the original version of the script assure me my teleplay has greater depth, emotionalism, and quality than that which finally was aired. But of course they would tell me that. They don't want to go through life without a nose. Even so, the original version won the Writers Guild Award as the best dramatic episode teleplay of the 1967-68 season. But Star Trek fans swear by the aired version awarded it a Hugo at the World Science Fiction Convention, a George Méliès Fantasy Award at the International Film Festival in Los Angeles in 1973. I like to think the latter awards were given because that which I bled into the script could not be totally drained off, even by several rewrites by other people. But who's to know? It could be that I was, and maybe still am, too close to the material to know when it's been bettered by other hands. But even though I have reached peace with myself about the script, I continue to maintain the belief that art by committee is never great or even good art. It is cobbled up like Frankenstein's monster, with bits and pieces from different minds. The solitary creator, dreaming his or her dream unaided, seems to me to be the only artist we can trust. He gets more and more, intense as he goes on. You have a Post-it note signed by Jon Voight. I would say I only win just because Jon Voight has not covered himself in glory over the last 10, 15 years. But yes. No, I mean, I have an autographed picture of Greg Louganis. My daughter has an autographed guitar pick of Imagination Movers. I have a number of autographed books from various author friends of mine. But that may be the coolest of all of them, actually. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, so let's see. What did we ultimately decide upon? So what did people say as far? We said Warhammer. It looks like Warhammer is what people looked at. So let's go with Warhammer. Okay. Right, I can't do that. Okay. All right, lock the cell door and hurry off along the corridor. The corridor heads north, but soon ends at a junction where another passage runs across from east to west. Cautiously, you peer around the corner, but there are no signs of any guards. At the end of the east passage, you can see a flight of steps descending out of view. To the west, you see a closed door. If you wish to go east towards the stairs or west towards the door. Okay, so what should we do? East towards the stairs. West towards the door. I just want our stuff back. I want our stuff. It looks like the flight of stairs is descending. The west looks like a closed door. So the west looks like it's on the same level, and the east looks like it's going down, if I had to guess. I mean, I guess there's a part of me that thinks you go to the door because the door might have the room where they kept your stuff, and then you go down the stairs afterwards, but that's a complete guess. And not having played this before, I don't know, obviously. So, oh my god, dude. If we lose the Sommersword, I'm not actually sure we can go on. I feel like that's sort of against the laws of man and God. If we were to go against the Sommersword. You cannot go against the Sommersword. This music right here is reminding me of Arcanum. It's not, but... Yeah, but this I think this is more like a tower though, is what I think this is. Ooh, I had another composer. The guy who composed the music to Empyrean Galactic Survival and Collision Course music. I'm not familiar with those. Oh, and we also got the composer for Beyond Skyrim. I'll bet that's because of Trent's retweet that he got that. Who's interested? Well, at least he likes the tweet. along with Darren Korb. Good, 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 good. Arcanum was a great game. Well, you might be right about that post-apocalypse. I could see it going either way. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just guessing just because there's nothing leading upwards. So my feeling was that since we're not in the basement, that's why the stairs are going down. We want to explore this level, but I have no idea, honestly. I think I don't know if I last called this already. I didn't. Okay. So I could see it going either way, honestly. Like, I have no inside info at all. I've never played this one. Man, so many good memories from this music. Okay. And let's close the poll. All right, west towards the door. Let's see. Let's see what happens. The heavy wooden door is reinforced with bands of black iron held in place by huge bronze studs. You turn the handle only to find the door is locked. But we have the jailer's keys. Once you have unlocked the door, you twist the handle and open it a few inches. You see a stair descending to a small chamber where a black-robed soldier is guarding a pair of iron gates. Through the bars, you can see rows of weapons and suits of armor stacked in long racks. A sign fixed to the bar says Grand Palace Armory. Yes! We got the armory, people. We got the armory. If you have the Kai discipline of camouflage, and we do, using your Kai skill to disguise your Somlending accent, you call out to the guard, "Quick! We need your help! The Northlander is escaping!" Immediately the guard leaps to his feet and charges up the stairs towards the door. You wait until he reaches the top step before you attack. One kick to the knee sends him tumbling backwards into the chamber, where he falls in a heap at the foot of the stairs. You enter the chamber, poised to strike again should the guard recover an attack. However, this time your caution is unnecessary. The guard is dead. His neck was broken in the fall. Guys, he used to be a guard like us until he took a kick to the knee. Got him. Okay. Do you wish to search his body or ignore the body and enter the armory? He actually die-harded him, is what he did. I also saw Die Hard 2 for the first time. I'd never seen Die Hard. Die Hard 2. I still think Die Hard 1 is better, but... I had never seen Die Hard 2. Nope. Now I have. It's decent. It's solid, but it's just... Die Hard 1 is better. Is that what you've heard for? What's up, Rala? Rala, of course, will be joined by Geronimo 403, and will be joined by Marinda, Dragonspear, and Fleos. In fact, I think we've got everybody in here except Dragonspear, because I think Marinda, Fleos, Ralasong, and Geronimo are all here. So 4 out of the 5 Arvanaut Idol 3 semifinalists are here. And again, as a reminder, 1 week from today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have the Arvanaut Idol 3 semifinal. The top 3 out of 5 contestants will move on to the finals, which will probably be held, in all likelihood, on Saturday, July 28th. So probably July 28th will be the final of Arvanaut Idol 3. So keep it in mind. Yes, we definitely do. Thank you, Rala. Yeah, it's going to be on the 24th. It's going to be 1 week from today, 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I appreciate you being flexible. Yeah, exactly. I use my hip arrow to although, you know, actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Lucathea. It's $vote, Rala, not @vote. It's $vote. I actually did see a kid. I had a kid in my class probably 5 years ago, I would say, that was wearing one that had the... oh, God. What's the logo on the side of the ship in Mass Effect? You know what I'm talking about? it had, I can't remember the logo now, but anyway, he was wearing a jacket with that logo. So immediately I'm like, oh, so you're a blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, you knew that? So Systems Alliance A, was that it? No. There's no, it was like a little, but it was like a little logo though. It was like a N7. That's it. Thank you, Geronimo. N7. That's what it was. Yeah. N7. What the hell was the name of the ship? My God. I love the Mass Effect series, but I haven't even thought about it for like a year and a half. Oh, my God. The Normandy. Yeah. God. Can't believe I forgot that. The Normandy. I know about Spectre and all that. I love the Mass Effect series, too. Do you even Mass Effect? I love Mass Effect. It was one of my, I have to say, one of my favorite series. The two series over the last decade that stayed with me the most in terms of their epicness was the two games, I should say. Mass Effect, if you consider the whole thing as a game in a way, and then the Skyrim. Both of those. Despite both of those games have serious flaws, but still. Yeah, I agree with that, Shadowed, probably. Okay, we're going to last call it. Well, yeah. But the SR2 was basically, it was built by Cerberus to the exact, almost the exact specs of SR1. Mass Effect 2 is still my favorite of that series. To me, it goes 2, 1, 3 in terms of my order that I like, in terms of my order of the best to worst. But I still like Mass Effect 3. I did not have the same hate that a lot of people had for 3. I still liked it. Okay, let's go on to... Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that post-apocalypse. Although I think now that you've seen... Like, I love... I really have been enjoying Uncharted, but I actually think that the control setup for Mass Effect is a little better than the control setup for the Uncharted series. And both of those use chest-high, you know, snap to cover. I mean, both of those are cover shooters. So, or at least in their combat they are. So, yeah. Mass Effect, of course, for those who played Vanguard, which is so weird to me because I'm an infiltrator for life, so I was always like Black Widow, long distance. But the people who like came up and like the Vanguard who just like basically just charge into everything because that's the nature of that character, that's very odd to me. Also very odd to me is the fact that it's dark in here. It must be ready to rain. Hold on. There we go. Cloaked Buddies. Yeah. One of my favorite clips actually on this entire channel, one of my favorite highlights, is towards the end of Mass Effect 2, where the guy's doing the whole, like, you know, assuming direct control. And literally that guy was doing that as I literally headshot him off the platform as it's coming in. Like, the collectors are bringing in this platform to come towards you, and they're, like, spiraling in, and I'm like, boom, right? And he's just, like, headshot him like, this hurts you. So awesome. And I felt like I got moments like that in Infiltrator, which I wouldn't have gotten if I was just up close and personal pounding things. But, you know, a lot of people like that too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Incredible Hulk method. Yeah. Okay. So, search his body. You turn the body over with the toe of your boot and search the robes, discovering the following items. 4 gold crowns. Jailer's keys. We now have 2 sets of those. A dagger and a sword. Okay, we can't do that for the same reasons we had before. Okay. The iron gates of the armory are unlocked. You push open the left gate and wince as the shrill squeak of a dry hinge sends a shiver down your spine. Inside, at the end of a long aisle, is a workbench littered with spearheads, sword hilts, and all manner of armorer's tools. I should save here, by the way. In the midst of this tangled mess is a large black leather-bound book. Do you wish to open the book or ignore it and search for your confiscated equipment? I assume we'll be able to search for the confiscated equipment either way, but... like afterwards, but... It's too many vote systems. It's confusing, but that's why we did it that way, TNS. We did it that way so that it wouldn't get mixed up with Arcanus bot votes. I have not played this War of Mine, Ralasong. I don't know that I would, just because I don't want something that depressing. I've watched some other people play it. It seems like a really neat system, but it's a little too bleak for me. I don't love bleak stuff. I usually, my fiction can get pretty dark. I mean, like I'm writing an entire series about an assassin, for Christ's sake, but there's always a sort of layer of hope, and this War of Mine is very bleak. Yeah, well, I am definitely going to be completing the Uncharted series down the line for sure, Echo, but just not all at once. I'm going to finish Uncharted 2, go to these other ones, and I will come back, circle around to playing the other ones. One of the things I like is that these don't take that long to stream, so I can do it in a few sessions. So, oh, also, there we go. Yeah, I made some good progress when I was on the road with Toonstruck also, so I'll be able to do that and Toonstruck, and then we'll be able to go on to, after Toonstruck, we'll be able to go on to Lone Wolf HD Remastered, and then Deus Ex Human Revolution, I think is the order that we're looking at, and then Breath of Fire 3. And then after Breath of Fire 3 is Neverwinter Nights 2, specifically Mask of the Betrayer, which I've never played, but I've heard great things about. And then I have Uncharted 3 scheduled for after that. Okami HD, I liked Okami, I didn't love it. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to come to Okami HD after that, I don't know. Portal 2, which I want to play at some point. Then I want to play a few games like Suikoden and Phantasy Star that I want to try out, because I played both of those and love those. Wild Arms, same thing. And then I do want to get back to The Witcher 3 at some point. And then some DLCs, Final Fantasy Tactics. And then things get really sort of down the line. Like I have Curse of the Azure Bonds, Skyrim Enderal on there, Horizon Zero Dawn, although I don't know that I want to play that, Batman Telltale Games, Assassin's Creed Origins, Lunar 2, maybe, Arkham Knight, maybe. So, we'll see. Oh yeah, Twitch is always fun, Crazy One. Devil's Tuning Fork. No, I have never heard of that at all. What is it like? Okay, I think I last called it, so we're going to open the book. Oh, we got a rainstorm out there. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. No, I haven't. That's why I'm playing Human Revolution, because I've heard and I've seen it played and I've heard really good things about that. I heard that Mankind Divided is good, but controversial, because I guess there are things that, I know initially when it came out, people didn't like it, and then it had this whole reclamation thing where some people actually said it was better than people thought. So I don't know what to make of that. You really enjoyed Lunar? Yeah, JLC. I liked Lunar. The voice acting was so bad, but I did like it. And then over to the UK. Yeah. Good thing this isn't Call of Cthulhu. A 3D platformer would seem like how you would guess a bat would see. Really? That's cool. Oh, really, TNS? Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about it, so I have no opinion one way or the other because I haven't played it, but okay, open the book. So, I can't believe that the UK is asking for rain, though. I felt like you guys would be not all about that. It's like Seattle asking for rain. Okay, we're opening the book. It is an armory log. The pages contain handwritten lists of all the work carried out here. By the way, notice our healing skill. I forgot to mention this. Our healing skill means that every time we go a section, every time we turn to a new page, without getting into a fight, we gain a healing point back. That's why we're almost up to maximum EP again, which is pretty sweet. It's an armory log. The pages contain handwritten lists of all the work carried out here. Spears and swords made for the garrison of Caracalla, ore shipments from the Vakar Mountains, weapons due for repair, and all manner of daily routines are carefully recorded. You are about to discard the log when you notice a folded piece of parchment tucked into the spine. It is a list of dates and numbers with a heading in bold print, The Bronze Door. You scan the page and locate today's date. The number listed next to it is 67. Ooh, I think we got a little code. All right. So, $67. Okay. Right. You throw the book onto the cluttered bench and begin to search for your missing equipment. No rain for 2 months, really? Oh my god, more fires. A strongly worded letter to the sun. Listen, son. I actually saw some, I forget, it was like The Onion or something. Someone was like, okay, the hell with it. And it was a picture of someone like shooting the sun. And they're kind of like, yeah, that's not gonna... The sun, listen, I like me some sun. I would never have any problem with the sun. I just would like it if sometimes the sun doesn't go quite as overboard with things. But man, I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm going to turn this up. Listen. Could you guys hear that? Yeah. Come with me, chat. Can I do this? Can't do this. All right. Classic. Yeah, it was a short trip. I couldn't want I could do that. It's classic right now. That is so... There's no joke about the rain. I like the rain. As long as it's not... As long as we don't have a thunderstorm that knocks out power. But we've actually... You know, it's interesting. I got this this power backup. This UPS, whatever they call it. UPC, UPS, whatever it is. Power backup, battery backup system. Probably 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now. It has been a great, great boon because I usually don't have problem with losing power here. I've only lost power for, you know, a few hours at a time, maybe 3 or 4 times in the 7-8 years that I've lived here. But I have to say that what the power sometimes does, especially during the summer, is we have these little brownouts where it, like, the air conditioner kicks on at the same time something else kicks on, and the house, like, electricity goes down just a little bit, enough that it would often, and it's even happened during interviews a couple times on stream, it would, like, shut down the computer. So connecting into this has meant that if that happens, I can continue to going even with the stream because it's, like, got enough battery that it could last even for a half hour by itself. That's made a big difference. So... Yes, there should be new D&D with viewers probably in August would be my guess, Echo, and it would probably be after Gen Con, yeah. I do D&D with viewers every other month. So this month is Zelda. Last month we ended up doing it as the Talisman game that I played with my mods to thank them for all the awesome stuff that happened during ArvCon. So yeah, next month we'll definitely do that. I made a UPS you my rain, yeah. Yeah, I have to say I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky about that. Yeah, not UPS. Yeah, I've been very lucky about that. That so far it continues to hold on. I mean, it costs like $125, I think, but I've had it for like 4 years, I think, and it's still got enough juice. So if this lasts another year or two, I will easily go and buy another one when it finally wears out because, I mean, it's been definitely useful. Okay, let's do it. So we did that. Throw the book back onto the cluttered bench. Search for equipment. You root through all the drawers and cupboards of the workbench, smashing locks when they refuse to open, only to be disappointed. These drawers and cupboards do not contain your missing equipment. God damn it. Shoot. All hope of signing a peace treaty with the new Zakan has vanished. Your only concern now is to find your equipment, escape from the Grand Palace, and somehow return home to Summerland as quickly as possible. You pull aside a latticed partition and enter a small antechamber. Narrow stone steps lead up to an open door in the north wall, beside which stands a wooden chest. Do you wish to climb the steps and enter the door, or investigate the wooden chest? Wow. Freaking pouring. All right. What should we do? You made the half elk road dress and drag and grease wrestle a clown in a boat. just another Sunday, right, Relisan? Just another Sunday. That sounds like a quality session. Yeah, I agree, Elias. This feels to me like the most likely thing. I feel like as he's escaping, this thing is like, it's like the beginning of Phantom Menace where they're just like, are you brain dead? I'm not going in there with two Jedi. Are you brain dead? I'm not going in there with Lone Wolf. That's Lone Wolf. Man, listen to that rain. Wow. Crazy, man. Yeah, this is one of those summer storms, though, that comes and goes. It's going to be gone in like 10 minutes. That's the thing. That's what these summer storms usually do. By the way, welcome to everybody who is here. Good to see everyone. Decent turnout for a Tuesday during the day. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves and having fun as we play Lone Wolf Shadow on the Sand. If you like what you see in here, my name is Arvin Nelaron. I play all sorts of different games, but I focus a lot on role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, games of this kind, game book playthroughs. In fact, I was on a panel at ReaderCon talking about interactive fiction and dealing with that, a couple of panels on games, but dealing with that in stories. That was a lot of fun. If you like what you see in here, please follow the channel. Please make sure to check out the YouTube channel, the Discord. Please check out the Twitter as well. And please retweet my tweet about the composers, because I would love to get those composers in here if we could. So please do that. Please also support the channel by checking out the shop, !ARV shop, and by checking out the Patreon, which we're trying to move up there on the list. That's over there. 383.96 right now. I'd love to get that up north of 400 and beyond. And then, of course, the subsystem. We've had a couple of people sub again today, a couple of resubs and a new sub. So if you're able to do that, that also would help. All of those things I try to put back into the channel, including things like the Stream Deck that I mentioned before and others. So all of that really helps support the channel and supports people like the voice actors. Quick note, after this stream at 4 p.m. Eastern, I will be on GOG with my Pen and Pixel show playing Storm King's Thunder with my awesome crew of players over there. Then on Wednesday night, so tomorrow evening, I will have a special Wednesday night stream of the Our Vocalists, my voice acting team. This will be Russ, Zach, and Rob all playing the Crosscode game, so that should be a lot of fun. And then Friday night, we have got the premiere, the series premiere of Assignment Impossible, which is like our Mission Impossible 60s thing. Ton of fun. I think it's going to be great to have that happening once a month. And then Saturday, we have the second session of D&D with the Infinity and Beyond crew playing The Curse of Strahd. So if that sounds cool to you, then please make sure to check on the channel. Please support the channel in the ways I mentioned, and thank you for being here. Whoa, God, the lights just went flicker, flicker. Leave a note on my cell explaining my disappointment at the state of the cell in the poor care, yeah. Yeah. All right. We're going to close that poll. So we are investigating the wooden chest. The chest is plain except for a small square of red metal bolted to the top. There is no lock, but instinctively you avoid opening the lid with your hands in case it is booby-trapped. Nearby, you notice a wooden bucket and a ladle. Using the ladle, you lever open the chest and push back the lid. The chest itself is not booby-trapped, but your caution was well placed. Coiled on a bed of jewel-encrusted maces lies a yas, a non-poisonous but very large Vasagonian snake. Sounds like something out of a Dr. Seuss tale. A red forked tongue flicks out of its yellow head as it prepares to defend its valuable bed. Now remember, this is not poisonous. Will you attack the yas or flick shut the lid? All right, what's it going to be? Bop it with a spoon. Yeah, for sure. Actually, which one is Cole Hicks Post-Apocalypse? I've actually had Austin Wintory on here before when I talked to the Stoic Studio folks. But which one is Cole Hicks? Hey, what's up, Conrad? Snake stew. Oh, for Kenshi. Okay, I never played Kenshi. I never played Kenshi. That's cool, though. Vote to lead the poor snake. Yeah, exactly. Make that snake your pet. Like, grab the Yas. You guys know what you have to do, of course, to tame the Yas, right? You look at it and you say, Yas, do you want to be my pet? Yes. Yes, Yas. You want to be my pet? Yes. You do, Yas. Yes, you do. Yes, Yas. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Post-Apocalypse. If you ever want to change your vote, by the way, you can do $ change vote space and then the number. Vote yes. Oh, man. Okay. Here we go. Attack the Yas. The Yas is a constrictor. It kills its prey by crushing them to death with the coils of its powerful body. Its sleepy eyes have now opened, and the red-rimmed, slit pupils fix you with a mesmerizing stare. You suddenly realize that the Yas is trying to hypnotize you. Unless you have the Kai Discipline of Mind Shield, deduct 3 points. Well, fortunately, we do have the Kai Discipline of Mind Shield. All right, here we go, people. 14 to 14. High numbers, high numbers, high numbers. Let's go. 10, 10, 10, 10. 9, I'll take that. That is a good start. That is a good start. No, Yas. No. All right. 11 points of damage, Snake. Wapow! Even though we don't have the Summer Sword. Okay. Another high number. Another one just like that. Another 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. 8. I will take an 8. An 8 is solid work. An 8 is solid work. For sure. What have we got with an 8? 10 more damage taken off. Oh, yeah. All right. One more like that would be great. Give me an 8. Give me 9. Give me 10. Give me an 8. Give me 9. Give me 10. Give me an 8. Give me 9. Give me a 10. Give me an 8. Give me 9. Give me 10. 6. 6 isn't as good, but 6 is still pretty good. Smash at the ladle. That's pretty good. We only took 2 damage there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. The great snake shudders and convulses in the throes of death. The smell of its thick brown blood is disgusting, and you have to hold your breath and grit your teeth as you lift the dead Yas away from the chest and peer inside. You discover 6 of silver-handled maces, each beautifully carved and encrusted with rubies, emeralds, and pearls. In the Northlands, these weapons would fetch thousands of crowns. At the bottom of the chest, you also discover a small copper key. Take a jeweled mace. Hell yeah. Because that also gives us equipment. +5 versus Dorgan and ×1 damage versus undead. Okay. Or the copper key, obviously. You carry the copper key in the pocket of your tunic and the jeweled mace tucked into your belt. The acidic smell of the snake blood is beginning to make you retch. Quickly you climb the stone steps and leave the armory by the north door. All right. Yes, we found them! You step into a perfect hemisphere. The walls of the chamber curve smoothly into the ceiling where a small window casts a splash of light across the floor. There is a large circular dais in the center of the room laden with incense burners, decanters, quills, scrolls, cloaks, urns, and all kinds of fruit and sweetmeats. A drawer catches your eye. Protruding from beneath the lip of the dais, you recognize the contents. You have found your confiscated equipment. Restore to your action chart all the backpack items. Drop these 2. Special items, weapons, and gold crowns you lost. Reclaim them all! Reclaim the map of Sommerland, the crystal star pendant, the +2 shield, the ticket, the red pass, the Sommer sword, the map of Cult, the padded leather waistcoat, the culty fire sphere, the diamond, the blue stone triangle, the silver helmet, the stone effigy, the map of the Southlands, the badge of rank, the chainmail waistcoat, the scroll, the dagger of Ashna, the map of Asagonia, the bone sword, the spear, the potion of black graveweed. What? What do you mean I don't have a... What? Oh. There we go. Backpack. Where was I? Potion of black. Whip. Rope. Potion of lamp spur. Meal. Potion of lamp spur. Special ration. Special ration. And all 50 gold crowns. And a partridge in a pear tree. Oh, okay. That's fine. Oh, look at that, people. Sommerswerd, Shield. Look at our numbers now. Yeah, 26. Woot! That is what I am talking about. Elated by your discovery, you resolve to escape from the Grand Palace as quickly as possible. There is only one door apart from the one by which you entered the chamber, which is set into the north wall. Hell yes. All right, we got our stuff back, people. Whoa, what you going? I know. Right, well, that's typical, right, Carol? Like, it's like a person of holding. You just keep looking. Okay, there's only one door apart from the one by which you entered the chamber, which is set into the north wall. So, do you wish to leave the chamber or search the chamber for useful items? Whoa. There we go. And there we go. Aklaba, what's up? How did we lose it? Kai Lord rank, Pack Lord. We lost it because the guards took it off of us because they're bastards. They're now dead bastards, but they have paid for their lack of vision, you know what I'm saying? Dais. Yeah, it's dais. Underneath the dais. I actually had a person in a panel this weekend pronounce wyvern as wyvern. And I was like, I always used to pronounce it as wyvern, and then I changed it because everyone told me it was wyvern. But this person, who was the moderator of the panel, was pronouncing it wyvern. And I was like... So I'm like, does this mean that I can pronounce lich as like also? Which is how I always pronounced it? Ah, well, my panel did not get accepted for the Keystone Comic-Con, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get a PAX Unplugged panel in. That would be nice. I've always pronounced it wyvern. Is it wyvern? Wyvern? See, I always thought it was... So it is wyvern. I don't... Really? Because I thought it was pronounced wyvern, and I was calling it wyvern, and people were just like, what? It's wyvern? Oh, sweet. I can go back to calling it what I always wanted to call it. Okay, it's wyvern. So, but it... And then can I call it a like, not a lich? Like? It's a like, right? I am an evil like. As opposed to evil lich, which is like witch. Like? Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. God damn it. Alright. At least I get to call it wyvern again. At least I can feel comfortable doing that. My worst... That, like, I'm very good with pronunciation for the most part. But I had one complete fail on pronunciation once in a panel. It was really embarrassing. It was years ago. And it was... I had never heard the word gazetteer pronounced. So I thought it was gazetteer. And I pronounced it as gazetteer, and the person was like, what is a gazetteer? And I'm like, it's a thing about maps that gives you information about an area you're traveling to. And they were like, oh, you mean a gazetteer? I'm like, it's a regional difference in pronunciation. It was embarrassing. I'd never heard it pronounced. So I thought it was gazetteer, like it looks, you know? Gazetteer. Like, why would I think that gazetteer... I don't know. It's lish. Wyvern. All right. Okay. Wyvern. Boy, I'm glad I didn't say wyvern. So why does... What the hell was the wyvern thing? Wyvern. I'm waiting for someone to tell me it's pronounced dragon. No, it's not a dragon. It's a dragon. Dragon. Hyperbole, yeah. You thought it was pronounced hyperbole? Hyperbole. Okay, last call. What are we going to do, guys? Search the chamber for useful items or leave the chamber? It's Drake like the rapper. Dragon. It's a dragon. Yeah, dragon. Your khakis and your khakis, Bastin. Bastin habit yad. The dragon. I was not aware of the despair discovered by the dragon over there. World Cup Hyperbole. Manga, Bobby, not manga. Manga. No, I always pronounce that right. Manga. It's have it, manga. I appreciate anime and manga. How is he pronouncing it? Penguin? How would you mispronounce that? Penguin? You pronounce it GIF. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if the guy who supposedly created it says any differently. It's not freaking peanut butter, okay? It's not a GIF. It's not peanut butter. It's a GIF, as God intended. All right? GIF. He pronounced it penguin? You have to, like, go out of your way to mispronounce that, though. Penguin. It's not GIF. That's peanut butter. That is peanut butter. Lich used to be pronounced like. Ha! Thank you, Fleos. According to the online etymology dictionary, lich used to be pronounced like. Hell yeah! What's up? I am not insane. I could just say that I prefer the more refined spelling, the classic. It's vintage. It's a vintage pronunciation. It's vintage. They did a lot wrong in the past. Oh, man. You're just obsolete. All right. We're searching the chamber for useful items. You sift through the vast number of items that litter the dais, separating the following articles, which may or may not be of use. Silver comb. Oh, we don't have enough room. Okay, an hourglass, a dagger, a healing potion, a prism, and enough food for 3 meals. Okay, so we got to fit this all in the backpack, folks. So we've already got rations, but since we can hunt, I feel we can probably drop some of these, because I feel like these things may not be useful, but the silver comb, the hourglass, and the prism all seem useful. So is it okay if I dump 2 of these rations? In fact, I might have to drop like that plus a potion of Lompspur, maybe. Leech? Okay, so yeah, so just tell me I'm not going to put up a formal vote. Just tell me, do we dump the meals? So basically what I would like to do is to dump 2 meals and 1 of the potions so that we can pick up, we'll have a meal left, and that way we can pick up the silver comb, the hourglass, and the prism. Does that sound okay? So we dump a potion of Lompspur and then 2 rations, and we get the comb, the hourglass, and the prism. Because I'm worried that it's going to be those things like you're going to see some like basilisk or something and you need the prism to stop it or whatever. Okay. So, yeah, shinies. Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking. All right. Especially because we have healing. So, okay, we're going to drop that. And we're going to drop that. Okay. Now we're going to pick up the silver comb, the hourglass, and the prism. Lovely. And meals. Okay. I was hoping it would stack, but it didn't. Healing potion? Okay. Dagger. Okay. That's fine. No, I believe Shadowed. I believe Shadowed. Okay, you follow a straight passage of pale, rose-colored stone, which soon ends at an empty vestibule. In the north wall is set a great wooden door covered with engraved bronze plaques and studded with bronze nails. There is a curious lock set into the middle of this door, encircled by a beautiful carving of a long-tailed scorpion. A closer look at the lock reveals a series of Vasagonian numerals numbered 1 to 200 engraved in the lock. You recognize the design. It is a Cloesian combination lock. Do we know the correct number that will open the bronze door, chat? Do we know? Do we know it? Do we know it? Do we know the number? Yeah, we do. Right there, 67. It's 69. 67 right there. So, combination number 67. You hear a faint click followed by a soft whirring sound. The bronze door slides open. As you hurry through, the door clicks shut behind your back as softly as it had opened. Instinct tells you, as you save the game, that you have entered the chambers of the Upper Palace, the sumptuous private enclave of the Zakan. You walk upon glistening tiles of opal and platinum, past sculptures and statues of pure gold. The door of solid amethyst ahead seems plain in comparison to the breathtaking splendor of this private world. Beyond the door lies another unique and startlingly beautiful world, the Arboretum. A circular cathedral-like arena spreads out below you, the green velvet canopy alive with the sound of birdsong. The house is alive with the sound of birdsong. Trees of every color, shape, and size flourish in the deep, dark soil of the floor. The Zakan's Arboretum houses a specimen of every tree that grows in Magnamund, and many species that are now extinct elsewhere. As you walk the wrought iron balcony which encircles the Arboretum, you recognize the leaves of a psalm-lending oak. You feel a sudden wave of homesickness, but it does not make you despair. Rather, it renews your determination to escape from this hostile, sun-bleached land. At one of the exits from the Arboretum, you discover a quarterstaff propped against the wall. So we can pick up the quarterstaff, so... Do you want to... So this is what we got, guys. We can only carry 2 weapons besides the Sommersword. So we can only take... We have the Bone Sword, the Spear, or the Quarterstaff. Do you want to take the Quarterstaff and drop one of the others, or just leave the Quarterstaff behind? We have a Bone Sword, a Spear, and then there's a Quarterstaff here. I love the fact that Shadowed Mage, a Canadian, has just apologized to Fleos, a Canadian. I just like to highlight that moment. I'm really sorry at, I may have perhaps, I'm just saying. I'd like to point that out. Spear is a better version of staff. Yes, although I actually saw, I don't know if anyone has seen, I think it might have been in Discord. There's like the Practical Rogue, right? I think it's Practical Rogue. And they basically check out different weapons. So they were showing this guy like using quarterstaff combat. And like what a quarterstaff can do to a head as opposed to like what a sword can do if you have a mask or a helmet on. Oh man. There is hope. There's hope. The hope is that we all become Canadian. That's the hope. The desire to escape urges you on as you leave the Arboretum, so we'll leave it behind, and hurry through a network of lavish corridors and empty deserted vestibules. You reach a landing where a broad staircase descends to a massive room that occupies most of the lower palace. From the top of the staircase, hidden by the shadow of a pilaster, you stare down on a sight that freezes your blood with terror. Upon a raised platform carpeted with scarlet fur sits the Vasagonian Emperor Zakan Kima. He is robed in gold but devoid of all ornamentation. In his hand is an orb of black metal, and in his eye an ice-cold cruelty that chills your spine. The Zakan is a man of awesome countenance, but he pales in the shadow of his companion. Before him stands the cause of your terror. A helm as black as death itself hides the face, but the stench of decay and a hideous sepulchral voice betray the identity. Give me Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. Why is this not echoing? There we go. Yes. As I was saying, give me Lone Wolf. It is the fell voice of a mortal enemy, a Dark Lord of Helgadad. As the Zakan rises to his feet, you notice a flicker of doubt, or perhaps of fear, dim his cruel gaze, but he is quick to mask it. He will be brought to you at sunset in exchange for the Orb of Death. It is agreed. You have the orb, echoes the chilling voice. Give me Lone Wolf. The Zakan hides his fear well, but time is not on his side. The game of bluff... It's not echoing? Test 1, 2. Test 2. Hold on a second. Test 2. 2. Test 2. 2. 2. 2. Test 2. 2. 2. 2. Check 1. 2. 2. 5. 3. It's clicking. That's not helping. Test 2. Test 2. 5. 6. 2. Test 2. 1. 2. Hey, there it is. Echo. Whoa, sorry. Too much. Okay. You have the orb. Give me lone wolf. I said the orb. I'm testing. Inception. There. Now I'm speaking. The power compels you. All right. Dramatic. You have the orb. Give me lone wolf. The Zakan hides his fear well, but time is not on his side. The game of bluff he is playing is deadly. However, the fact that he has not yet been discovered is evidence of his powerful will, for you sense the Dark Lord is persistently clawing and probing at his mind. You will get your Northlander, Lord Haken, says the Zakan, his voice curt with anger, when you tell me why your servants defile the tomb of the Majan. You claim to have no need for gold and jewels. Why then do you plunder the graves of our ancestors? Oh, snap. Mommy and Daddy are fighting. A deathly quiet fills the hall. Only the unnatural hiss of the Dark Lord's breath disturbs the silence. This land, this insignificant speck of sand harbors two small thorns that prick our skin. We seek to remove them both, forever. The fledgling Kai, lone wolf, is the thorn that denies us Sommerland. The tomb of the Majan hides the other thorn that threatens us, the accursed book of the Magna Kai. Your heart pounds as the words echo in your head. The book of the Magna Kai. Suddenly the reason why you have been enticed into a deadly trap becomes clear, and the sinister truth is revealed. The book of the Magna Kai is one of the oldest legends of Sommerland. With the wisdom of the Magna Kai, Sun Eagle, the first Kai Grand Master, instilled the disciplines into the warriors of the House of Ulnar, the bloodline of your king, that were to save your land from devastation at the hands of the Dark Lords. The book of the Magna Kai was lost hundreds of years ago, but its wisdom was kept alive, handed down through generations of Somlending warriors, so that they could share the strength to resist their eternal enemies, the Dark Lords of Helgedad. If the Dark Lords discover and destroy the book of the Magna Kai, the secrets will be lost forever, and when you die, the Kai will become extinct. However, if you discover the book of the Magna Kai first and deny the Dark Lords their prize, all the wisdom of the Magna Kai will be revealed to you. Through its wisdom you will become strong, strong enough to reach the ultimate achievement for a Somlending warrior, to become a Kai Grand Master. Nice, guys. We're going to build a school! We're going to Chinese connection. We're building a dojo. We are going to dojo this up. We are no longer going to be Lone Wolf. We are going to be like Sensei Wolf. We are the Mr. Miyagi of this timeline. However, the peril and the glory of the quest that lies ahead is distracting you from more immediate danger. To discover this danger and to begin the quest for the Book of the Magna Kai, turn to Part 2 of Shadow on the Sand. Begin your adventure at 2:01. Okay. We will do that, but not today. We got all our equipment back. We got this stuff back, and we are ready to go. However, people, having said all of that, it is past 3 o'clock, and I'm going to need to start getting ready for I'm going to need to start getting ready for stuff, and we have the final vote that we have to take here in the next game. So we've got it, guys. So next time, we will actually be trying to build a school. We're starting a school. But unlike Betsy DeVos, we know something about education. I am very excited. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm so happy we got our equipment back. I feel like just having it with the Sommerswear is a big deal, so school is cool. Hey-oh, we're going to a prom. We're going to the ball. Yes. Okay, now, before we do any of that, though, I do want to check out and see. I want to check and see what we've got. So here we go, folks. This is your chance to get in that last vote. If you want to see me play Lord of the Rings Online, which is close, it's closing in. Red Alert 2 is at 10 votes. Lord of the Rings Online is at 7 votes. Starlancer at 8. Lord of the Rings Online at 8 votes. It's very close. It's very close. Will Lord of the Rings Online outstrip Red Alert 2? 10 to 9. 10 votes to 9. 10 to... Oh, it's tied. It is tied up. Red Alert 2 and Lord of the Rings Online is tied up at 10 votes. Red Alert 2 surges back in the lead with 2 more votes. It's 12 to 10. Oh my goodness, 12-10. It's 12-10 in favor of Red Alert 2. Starlancer bringing up the rear. I don't think Starlancer is going to get it. 12 to 11. It's 12-11. Red Alert 2, Lord of the Rings Online. All you have to do is click on that straw poll, Rala Song. Click on that straw poll up there, and then you can get in your vote. Starlancer got an extra vote in there. 12 to 11 to 4. Yep. 12 to 12. Wow. This is an epic battle. Lord of the Rings Online briefly takes the lead. Red Alert 2 comes back. 13 to 13. It's 13-13 to 4. Who will win this titanic struggle? Because at the end of the session today, it's going to be called one way or the other. 13-13-4. So close. Red Alert 2, 13 votes. Lord of the Rings Online, 13 votes. If there was a tie and I doubted you. Yeah. Well, it hadn't happened before. So, make Dragon Spear suffer, vote Lotro. That's true. He'll probably just complain a lot, and he'll throw Rig down around quite a bit. And he sent me a whole thing about like Red Alert 2. Remember, if your chosen game does not win this month, you can always submit it again, and it may have a chance to win next month. So, vote for re-election. There's no reading in Red Alert. I come here for the reading. That's true. There's definitely lore. Okay, Lord of the Rings Online forges into lead, 14 to 13. We're going to last call this. Hey, what's up, Turbo? Mike, what's going on? Wait, it's popping off again? What happened today? I mean, what happened in the last 2 hours that I've been streaming? Wait a minute. Let me go check out my sources. Trump's backtracking announcement. Yeah, well, the Rosenstein thing, though, I read that they actually misreported that, Mike. The Rosenstein thing is a weekly meeting. He does this every week at this time. So he was not actually summoned. That was a misreading, according to the person who originally voted it. So, yeah. Did you just tie it? It's 14-14? Oh, man. Wrestlers sue Ohio State over late doctor's sexual misconduct. All right, good. That means Jim Jordan. I think Jim Jordan is in trouble. Which is good because hell with that guy. Anyway, 14-14. The emergency meeting with congressional GOP is actually just reported as being Trump throwing out a bunch of tax cuts in a desperate attempt to distract people from his disastrous treason summit, which is being called #Surrender Summit. You guys should let that go viral, by the way. This was a disaster for Trump. and it's having a profound effect on like Fox News has been basically attacking him on it all day, with the exception of Sean Hannity, who is, Trump's handler and is himself implicated and is also, undoubtedly a traitor based on his own stuff. But treason seems to be a bridge too far. So, yeah, it was a disaster. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all goes down, Mike. Agree. Speaking of which, of course, Turbo Tango is Mike Underwood, who's a wonderful author you guys should check out. He is also a very good friend, and he also is the co-host of Speculate. And very, very soon, and I mean within a few weeks, we will be announcing a fairly significant change in direction for Speculate, the podcast that we do, that I've been doing for many, many years, in which Mike has been co-hosting with me for a few years. And yep, exactly what he said. Cool things that you guys will like. Cool things that you will like. Also, while we are waiting for stuff, I want to remind everybody again, we've got this vote going on. So again, now is the chance to jump in here, folks. You have to vote on this game that I'm going to play this week. It's basically tied right now between Red Alert 2 and Lord of the Rings Online. So I'm going to close this vote down in just a second. So now's your chance. Also, if you haven't already done so, Shadowed, would you do me a favor and post the composer tweet? I'm thinking of trying to do a roundtable with a bunch of composers, like Jeremy Soule, who did the soundtrack of the one you're seeing right now. Also, Darren Korb, John Everest, who did the soundtrack for Battletech, and Austin Wintory, who I've actually interviewed before. We tweeted it out, and actually, Darren Korb already liked the tweet, so that's a good sign. So if you guys can retweet it, that would be pretty sweet. I did not select them. Those were nominated, Marinda. Those were nominated, and then all I did was not veto them. So I only reserve the right to veto games. I played a little bit of Red Alert 1, Command and Conquer Red Alert 1, I think. I played a little bit of that, but not a whole lot. But Dragonspear has been trying to get Red Alert through for a long time. Then someone else brought up Lord of the Rings Online, which, I'm a big Tolkien fan, so that would be great too. But we need someone to break this tie, people. It is 14-14. Red Alert 2, Lord of the Rings Online, and Starlancer. It's 14-4. Starlancer's not going to win it, I'm pretty sure. So it's between those two, Red Alert 2 or Lord of the Rings Online. What will it be? Frank Klepacki. Which game did he remind me? Frank Klepacki? It was the game. I didn't remember. I knew that you supported the Lord of the Rings Online. I didn't remember that you were the one who actually nominated it, Gamer. My bad. This is the opportunity for a Starlancer campaign to sneak in. That would be a, I think if it were to sneak in and do a victory, it would be a little bit of a collusion. What's up, Deron? Okay, we are at 15-14. 15 votes for Red Alert 2, 14 votes for Lord of the Rings Online. This is your absolute last chance here. Absolute last chance. 15 votes for Red Alert 2, 14 votes for Lord of the Rings Online. Going once. Again, there's that link up there if you want to vote. Going once. Yeah, exactly, Marinda. Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling even straw poll is more secure than the way that than the way things went down after that. Oh, yeah. Same IP. All right. I already said voting once. Voting twice. There's no collusion. Bigly. Year-long investigation into Russia. It depends. There have been times when I've done that, where I've been willing to talk politics, obviously, on here. My only opinion, the reason I haven't talked about the Russia situation is because I think it was an example of something that was so clear to me, and I've been heartened by the incredible, overwhelming blowback. Frankly, I think I would rather that we as a country were rejecting someone because he was a fascist and a racist more than because he was a traitor. Like, I mean, but it doesn't, in a way, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if this helps get rid of him, if this at least weakens him being a traitor, I'll take it. because he is a traitor. He's very obviously a traitor, and that's also bad. I just think that being a fascist is worse, but being a traitor is also terrible. And so, whatever gets rid of him, that's fine. All right, 16 to 14 to 4. It was so close. And vote is closed, people. Red Alert 2 wins 16 to 14 to 4. And so Red Alert 2 will be your winner. I don't know how well I'm going to do on this game. It's been a while since I played a real-time strategy game. So we will see how that works. Boo! But Lord of the Rings Online, don't forget, people, I'm going to be doing a Chet Chosen game in August. So if you want to get that in, don't forget you can nominate that again in next month as well. So, yeah, true to run. Yeah. I mean, it was just fascinating to me because you need to remember, I grew up in I was born in 1972. So I grew up in the late 70s and then through the 80s, right? And I grew up where Ronald Reagan, who was a big-time Cold Warrior, and it was all this anti-Soviet stuff. I grew up basically feeling like the Soviet stuff was overblown. Not that they weren't a threat, but that America was also a threat as I saw it. And so it's so weird to see these people who built their reputations on the Democrats are soft and the Republicans are the party of war and blah, 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 to then just become these fawning lapdogs who just want to sit there and beg for scraps at this dictator's table. It's amazing to me that we're in that position. Amazing to me. And so it's it really shows how far tribalism has gone in that level where people are just whatever I want. For those of you who will know this reference, we have always been at war with East Asia. Anyone know the reference? We've always been at war with East Asia. Yeah, it's I never thought, Mike, that I was going to be oh yeah, go intelligence community. I never thought I'd be in the position of rooting for the IC, but yeah, there you go, questionable results. Yep, 1984. But here I am, right? I'm in the position of having to root for the IC because we have a literal traitor that's currently leading the country, who is also not the president. He's not the president. He was clearly illegitimately elected. This is not a legitimate election. He just occupies the space. It's not legitimate. It's very clear it's not legitimate. Voting rolls were affected. It's not legitimate. So, it's not just I don't like him. It's just bad. So, anyway. But since I would actually be happy to get into this if it were not for the fact that I actually have to go get ready for D&D. So I can't do that. So Red Alert 2 is up now. Red Alert 2 is leading up to this stuff. No, that's true, Aklaba. That's true. But at the very least, there was a veneer of sort of legitimacy around it, even though he was basically appointed. But yeah, you're right. That's true. And I think that he was a war criminal. The difference, though, is that I never thought he was a traitor. I just thought he was a war criminal, which is bad enough, and in fact, probably worse. But he wasn't a traitor. This guy is all those terrible things and also a traitor. Just terrible. Ugh. Yeah, I hear you. Fantastic. I'm with you about that as well. So, anyway, and I agree with Mike that I don't trust Orson Scott Card on commentary either. Because I think he subscribes at best to both siderism, and of course he's a homophobe, which is not good either. But anyway, I would be happy to talk more about this, but I can't because I've got to go get ready for D&D. So, but we will be doing that. So Red Alert 2 will be happening next week. Now, quick reminder, folks, for those of you who missed the schedule before, I'm going over at 4 p.m. I will be playing D&D with GOG, Storm King's Thunder. So we're going to be over there on Pen and Pixels, my show Pen and Pixels over there. Then on Wednesday night, so tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., at 9 p.m., we have the Our Vocalist, my voice acting team. Zach Clay, GC Darkside Rob, and Russ Guberman will be joining us for Crosscode, so we'll be playing that tomorrow night. On Friday, we have the series premiere of Assignment Impossible, which is the Mission Impossible 60s stuff. And boy, oh boy, Mission Impossible Cold War, ironic that we're in the middle of where we are right now. It really ironic. Anyway, except now it's not a Cold War, it's a gangster war, basically, is what we're talking about right now. But anyway, so that is going to be happening Friday at 8 p.m. You do not want to miss that. That is going to be really awesome. I'm excited about that. And then Saturday, closing out the week of streams, we have D&D with Infinity and Beyond as we do day 2, session 2 of the Curse of Strahd. So Curse of Strahd, that's going to be really awesome. I'm super excited about that. So That is the deal with that. And then next Tuesday, right back here at this same bat time, same bat channel, we will be playing Red Alert 2, God help me, and then Battletech over at Pen and Pixels. So that's what we've got geared up over the next couple of weeks. Very exciting. I am pumped up, and yeah, everything for the 80s back. Corporate overreach, synthwave, espionage of the Kremlin. Exactly. That is the case. So, but that is going to do it for me. I'm going to head on out of here. You guys are awesome. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to support the stream. Don't forget to support the channel. This channel, remember, is definitely helped out if you're able to support the channel by following. That's a big thing. Check the political Discord. Oh, okay. I will do that. I will pop over there and see. So, definitely make sure to check that out. We will, by the way, finish up this Lone Wolf thing next month when hopefully Terry Toons will be back live illustrating it for us. That'll be awesome. But now I'm going to get ready to head over there. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please make sure to check out the YouTube with !ArvTube. Please check out the Discord with !ArvCord. My Twitter is !ArvTweets. Fair warning, there is a lot of politics going on over at my Twitter at the moment, and there is not a lot of both-siderism. There was not two, oh, they were both bad. They're not both bad. There is one party that is a political party that has problems, but is still a good political party, and then there's one party that is traitors. So basically, you've got a party and you've got traitors, and there's not much of a difference between the two of them. This is not a matter of nuance anymore. It's very out in the open. So to me, now is not the time for everybody's bad. Not the time for it. Now is the time to actually make real nuanced decisions, real clear decisions, based upon a very clear traitorous group of actions. And it's very clear what party is supporting that. That said, though, I'm going to head on out of here. So definitely check out the Discord where you can talk more about that if you want in the political section. !ArvTweets, as I already mentioned. !ArvShop, where you can support with merchandise, which is really important. Disagree very strongly, Post-Apocalypse. Very much disagree. I understand about corporate influence. There's no comparison between what party is doing what the other is. I disagree with you strongly. You got to do more research, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you get away with that. Can't say that. Not the same thing. Disagree. Can't. They're not the same thing. The fact that one does bad things and one is a traitorous party doesn't mean that they're both bad. It means that one is a functional party and one is a group of traitors. This is not a choice anymore. So I disagree. I could not disagree with you more. But I can't get into an argument about it because I got to go prep for D&D. So YouTube, Steam Group, the Discord, as I mentioned. Definitely support the channel if you can with a Patreon, !ArvTreon. And last, certainly, but not least, we have got, we have got the, what did I say? Last but certainly not least is the sub button. I was like, what am I forgetting? Sub button. Definitely make sure to sub to the channel as well. Thank you for those of you who subbed today as well. Made a big difference. Not true. That is not true, Post-Apocalypse. I'm going to call you out on that, man. That has been disproven multiple times. That is a lie. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into this now, and I really appreciate you being a member of the channel, but that is a lie, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm sorry. That is a lie. No false stuff on this channel, please. A difference of opinion is one thing, not a difference in fact. That is a lie. And as far as what you said, Gamer, about bringing home personal intel to a personal server, did you see what they did to a publicly available server that was supposedly secured 6 ways to Sunday? Maybe you can understand why someone would do that when you see how terrible the service was, terrible the hardening was around those other servers. I'm sorry, guys. This is not something I'm going to have an argument about. There is no question here about the differences. This is not a disagreement in tax policy. This is a disagreement in a traitorous group of people that are trying to devastate the world and a group of people that are trying to fight against it. Sorry. That is just a lie. And I'm not going to accept lies. I'm sorry. So, much appreciate differences of opinion. You don't have to disagree with opinions, but I am going to disagree on facts. And that is just a fact. So, anyway, that's the reality. But I can't stay to talk about it because I got to go over play D&D. So, you guys are awesome. Love you all. Best viewers on Twitch, as I've said many times. I will go now and get ready for D&D with GOG. Hope you guys enjoyed things today. Good job on Lone Wolf. You guys did a wonderful job. We managed it, got the equipment and stuff like that. And so that's the deal with that. But I got to get out of here. I'm going to get drawn into this political discussion, which I don't have time for because I got to go prep. But we can take this over to the political area of Discord if you want. That would be awesome. I will see you guys soon. Thanks all. Love you all. And I will hang out soon until I speak to you next time. Hopefully over at GOG in about 35 minutes. Everybody be good to each other. Have a good one.
mind untroubled by the questions in the dark. Content to play your part, open pathways to your heart. Your life untainted by a host of broken dreams. When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means. Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever